Tonight begins the 30-day change. Let those words enter the room softly, as though a quiet bell had been rung in the unseen. Tonight begins the 30-day change. You do not need to repair your whole life before morning. You do not need to solve every question tonight. You do not need to carry every burden into the bed, as though worry were a faithful servant. This night asks for only one thing from you, a new word, a word spoken under grace, a word that no longer agrees with fear, a word that says life may begin again in divine order. If your heart is ready to begin this change, write in the comments, "My life changes under grace." Let it be a small outward sign of an inward decision, a quiet mark placed at the threshold of these 30 days. This is not merely a phrase. It is a declaration that the old story will not be given the final word tonight. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace, in perfect ways. Say it softly within yourself. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace, in perfect ways. I have seen many people try to change their lives by pressure. They strain, they push, they repeat the old fear, they speak of trouble, and then they wonder why trouble seems to answer. They attempt to force a new life while carrying the old life in their speech, in their thoughts, in their expectation, and in the last feeling they take into sleep. They rise in the morning from the same word they slept in at night. But tonight, you are not asked to strain. You are asked to plant. This night plants the seed of a new life. Let that sentence rest in you. This night plants the seed of a new life. A seed does not argue with the field. It does not shout beneath the earth. It does not dig itself up to see whether it is working. It enters the dark, receives the hidden action of life, and grows in its appointed way. So it is with the word spoken before sleep. The word is a seed. The night is the field. The heart is the place of acceptance. Infinite Spirit knows how to make the seed bring forth after its kind. I do not carry the old life into sleep. Say it gently. I do not carry the old life into sleep. The old life may have had worry in it. It may have had unpaid accounts, strained conversations, delays, tiredness, disappointment, or unanswered letters. It may have had a familiar ache in the heart and a familiar heaviness in the mind. It may have had the old sentence, "Nothing changes." It may have had the old fear, "This is how it will always be." It may have had the old habit of counting what was missing before blessing what was present. But I tell you, the old life is not to be carried into the holy chamber of sleep. I do not carry the old life into sleep. The night is too powerful to be given the refuse of the day. Do not bring every fear to the pillow and crown it there. Do not bring every mistake into the bed and rehearse it as though rehearsal could redeem it. Do not bring every account, every doubt, every injury, every memory, every imagined disaster into the hour when the soul is becoming quiet. Give the night a better instruction. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This is the instruction. This is the seed. This is the word. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Perhaps you have tried to change by effort alone. You have said, "Tomorrow I will be different," while speaking the same old word tonight. You have said, "One day my life will change," while lying down in the feeling that nothing ever does. You have said, "I must find the way," while forgetting that Infinite Spirit knows the way before you ask. You have thought that change must begin with force, but in divine law, change often begins with a word. My word is my wand. Let the wand be remembered tonight. My word is my wand. A wand is not a sword. It does not wound. It does not strike wildly. It directs. The word spoken under grace directs consciousness. It gives the unseen a new order. It tells the heart what to accept. It tells the mind what to expect. It tells tomorrow how to meet you. Therefore, tonight, do not use the wand to repeat limitation. Do not say, "I am stuck." Do not say, "Nothing changes." Do not say, "I am too late." Do not say, "There is no way." Do not say, "This is always how it goes." The old sentences are withdrawn. A new sentence is spoken. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. I sleep under grace, and I wake under divine order. Let that be the rhythm of these 30 days. I sleep under grace, and I wake under divine order. You are not entering a contest. You are not entering a strain. You are entering a sacred repetition. 30 nights of one faithful word. 30 nights of refusing to give fear the final sentence. 30 nights of planting the new life before the body sleeps. 30 nights of saying, "The old story does not go with me into the dark. Divine order goes with me. Grace goes with me. Infinite Spirit goes with me. I sleep under grace, and I wake under divine order. If you listen tonight and fall asleep before you hear every word, do not be troubled. The peace of the word is already enough. The purpose of this night is not to hold the mind awake with effort, but to give the mind a new resting place. Let the words wash over you like a quiet tide. Let the body loosen. Let the hands open. Let the breath become slower. Let the heart stop struggling to fix everything in 1 hour. Tonight begins the 30-day change. Not because you have forced life, not because you have conquered every fear, not because you have answered every question, but because you have chosen a new word to carry into sleep. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The change may begin quietly. It may not first appear as a thunderclap. Divine order often enters as a small correction, a calmer thought, a better decision, a word not spoken in anger, a burden released before sleep, a bill viewed with faith instead of panic, a door noticed that had been overlooked, a kindness received, a sign of supply, a sudden idea, a right impulse, a feeling that the future is no longer an enemy. Do not despise the quiet beginning. This night plants the seed of a new life. The seed is not less holy because it is small. The first night is not less powerful because the outer world has not yet changed. The first word is not weak because the whole harvest is not visible. A new life begins in the invisible before it appears in the visible. A new road is made in consciousness before the feet walk upon it. A new day is prepared before the sun rises. This night plants the seed of a new life. Now listen carefully. If you sleep in the old identity, you wake in the old atmosphere. If you sleep as the one who is always behind, you wake in the feeling of being pursued. If you sleep as the one who is wounded, you wake with the old wound close to the surface. If you sleep as the one who expects disappointment, the mind looks for disappointment before the day has had time to speak. But if you sleep under grace, you give tomorrow another law to answer. I sleep under grace, and I wake under divine order. You may not control the whole day. You may not know every event that will come. You may not arrange every person, every road, every letter, every hour. But you can choose the word that governs your state before sleep. You can choose whether fear or faith receives the final place. You can choose whether the night is given complaint or divine order. You can choose whether the old life is rehearsed or the new life is planted. I do not carry the old life into sleep. Let us begin withdrawing it now. I do not carry old fear into sleep. I do not carry old resentment into sleep. I do not carry old disappointment into sleep. I do not carry old poverty words into sleep. I do not carry old sickness thoughts into sleep. I do not carry old failure into sleep. I do not carry old identity into sleep. I do not carry the old life into sleep. The old life is blessed and released. It has taught what it could teach. It has shown where the word was misused. It has shown where fear was believed. It has shown where expectation was small. It has shown where the mouth spoke against good. But it is not the final pattern. Divine pattern is greater. Divine order is greater. Infinite spirit is greater. For 30 nights my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This phrase is not a demand placed upon life in anxiety. It is a seed placed in divine law. It does not say, everything must change by my force. It says, I am willing to be changed under grace. It does not say, I know the method. It says, infinite spirit knows the perfect way. It does not say, I will watch every hour to see whether it works. It says, I plant the word and rest. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace, in perfect ways. Let the number 30 become peaceful. It is not a burden. It is not a whip. It is not an anxious calendar. It is a path taken softly, one night at a time. A path where each evening you return to the word. A path where each sleep becomes a little sanctuary. A path where the old phrases are withdrawn again and again until the soul learns a new language. This is not pressure. This is practice. This is not strain. This is planting. This is not fear. This is faith under grace. Tonight begins the 30-day change. On the first night you may feel only a little peace. Bless it. On the second night you may notice the old fear returning. Withdraw it and speak again. On the third night you may find the phrase more familiar. Bless it. On the 7th night the body may begin to rest more quickly. Bless it. On the 10th night a small sign may appear. Bless it. On the 15th night the old story may feel less convincing. Bless it. On the 30th night, you may look back and see that something inside you no longer answers to the same fear. But tonight is the beginning. This night plants the seed of a new life. Do not ask the seed to become the tree before you sleep. Do not ask the first word to show you the whole road. Do not ask divine order to prove itself on the schedule of your anxiety. Speak the word, and let the word go into the unseen. The unseen is not empty. The unseen is the workshop of divine intelligence. The unseen receives the word before the visible world answers. I sleep under grace, and I wake under divine order. Now bring to mind the life you are no longer willing to repeat. Do not bring it to criticize it. Bring it to place it under grace. Perhaps it is a life of worry around money. Perhaps it is a life of tiredness. Perhaps it is a life of waiting for permission. Perhaps it is a life of doubting yourself. Perhaps it is a life of speaking too often about what cannot be done. Perhaps it is a life of waking already anxious and sleeping already defeated. Place it under grace. This old life is under grace. This old fear is under grace. This old burden is under grace. This old pattern is under grace. This old speech is under grace. This old story is under grace. Now speak the new word. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The new life begins not by despising the old, but by refusing to repeat it as law. The old life may have been real as an experience, but it is not ultimate truth. The old life may have contained facts, but divine truth is higher than facts. The old life may have contained pain, but pain is not your permanent name. The old life may have contained delays, but delay is not the final word of infinite spirit. I do not carry the old life into sleep. Sleep is not the place to rehearse bondage. Sleep is the place to release the burden. Sleep is the place where the word of faith enters deeply. Sleep is the quiet field where the spoken word may take root. Sleep is the hour when the conscious struggle loosens, and the deeper acceptance receives the seed. This night plants the seed of a new life. Let the phrase be repeated without force. This night plants the seed of a new life. Again. This night plants the seed of a new life. Again, softer. This night plants the seed of a new life. The seed is divine order. The seed is grace. The seed is a new word. The seed is a new expectation. The seed is peace before proof. The seed is faith before appearance. The seed is the refusal to sleep in fear. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace, in perfect ways. Now let the body know that it does not need to earn the change by tension. Many bodies have carried the weight of the old life. The shoulders lifted as though they must carry tomorrow. The jaw tightened around unsaid fear. The hands closed as though supply would escape. The heart beat faster when accounts were remembered. The stomach turned when the future was imagined. Tonight, bless the body free from carrying what belongs to infinite spirit. Body, you may rest. Mind, you may release. Heart, you may trust. Hands, you may open. Breath, you may slow. Sleep, you may receive the word under grace. I sleep under grace, and I wake under divine order. This is not only for tonight. This is the beginning of a holy rhythm. Each night, before sleep, return to the word. If the day was easy, return to the word. If the day was difficult, return to the word. If you saw signs of change, bless them and return to the word. If you saw no sign, do not condemn the seed. Return to the word. Faith is not faith because it sees instantly. Faith is faith because it knows before it sees. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways, the old mind may say. But will this really change anything? Answer, my word is my wand. The old mind may say, but I have tried before. Answer, this is under grace. The old mind may say, but I do not know how. Answer, infinite spirit knows the perfect way. The old mind may say, but my life is complicated. Answer, divine order knows what to arrange. The old mind may say, but I am tired. Answer, then sleep under grace. I sleep under grace, and I wake under divine order. The change does not require you to stay awake all night solving the problem. It requires you to stop giving the problem the throne of the night. It requires you to speak another word. It requires you to bless the invisible beginning. It requires you to release the old story, even if only for this hour. Tonight begins the 30-day change. Let the mind imagine 30 nights like 30 lamps lit along a road. Not bright with effort, but steady with faith. Tonight is the first lamp. Tomorrow night, another. Then another. Each lamp says, I do not carry the old life into sleep. Each lamp says, I sleep under grace, and I wake under divine order. Each lamp says, for 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. A road of light is formed by repetition. A new life is formed by a new word. A new atmosphere is formed by faith practiced gently. This night plants the seed of a new life. Now let the old word "nothing changes" be withdrawn. Nothing changes is withdrawn. Life is always the same is withdrawn. I cannot change is withdrawn. My circumstances cannot change is withdrawn. My heart cannot change is withdrawn. My money cannot change is withdrawn. My path cannot change is withdrawn. My future cannot change is withdrawn. The speech of defeat is withdrawn. The word of change under grace is spoken. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This is a word large enough to include every area of life without naming each one in fear. It includes money without anxiety. It includes health without panic. It includes work without strain. It includes love without grasping. It includes home without worry. It includes guidance without confusion. It includes peace without delay. It includes the whole life, placed under grace, open to divine order. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace, in perfect ways. Let the whole life be included. My thoughts change under grace. My words change under grace. My habits change under grace. My expectations change under grace. My relationships change under grace. My finances change under grace. My work changes under grace. My opportunities change under grace. My home changes under grace. My health changes under grace. My future changes under grace. My life changes under grace in perfect ways. I do not need to know which change comes first. Divine intelligence knows the order. Sometimes peace must come before money. Sometimes a new idea must come before a new door. Sometimes forgiveness must come before freedom. Sometimes rest must come before action. Sometimes a delay must protect. Sometimes an ending must open the way. Sometimes the smallest correction changes the whole direction. Divine order knows the sequence. I sleep under grace, and I wake under divine order. Do not interfere tonight by deciding how the 30 days must unfold. Do not say, "It must happen this way." Do not say, "This person must change." Do not say, "This door must open." Do not say, "This sum must arrive by this hour." Speak the word and release the arrangement to infinite spirit. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace, in perfect ways. The phrase "in perfect ways" is important. It protects the change from the fear of human forcing. It means the change blesses all concerned. It means the change does not come by harm. It means the right thing changes at the right time. It means the path is guided. It means what is not yours may fall away, and what is yours by divine right may come. It means the new life is not made by panic, but by divine order. This night plants the seed of a new life. Let the seed be placed now in a quiet heart. Not in a frantic heart, not in a bitter heart, not in a heart that demands proof before faith, not in a heart that clings to yesterday, in a heart willing to rest, in a heart willing to speak again, in a heart willing to let infinite spirit work. This night plants the seed of a new life. Now bless the first night. I bless this first night. I bless this beginning. I bless this word. I bless this decision. I bless the 30-day path. I bless the unseen change. I bless the divine order already moving. I bless the life being renewed under grace. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Perhaps tomorrow you will remember only one phrase. Let it be this. Perhaps tonight you will sleep before the end. Let the phrase follow you. Perhaps the mind will wander. Bring it back gently. Perhaps the old fear will rise. Answer it once, softly, and return to the word. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, for 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, softer. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Now let the phrase become shorter. My life changes under grace. Again. My life changes under grace. Again, softer. My life changes under grace. Now slower. My life changes under grace in perfect ways. The night receives it. The unseen receives it. The heart receives it. The body receives it. The future receives it. Divine order receives it. I do not carry the old life into sleep. The old life remains outside the gate. Old fear remains outside the gate. Old worry remains outside the gate. Old resentment remains outside the gate. Old failure remains outside the gate. Old limitation remains outside the gate. Old speech remains outside the gate. Only the word under grace enters. I sleep under grace, and I wake under divine order. Let this sentence become like a covering over the whole night. I sleep under grace. I wake under divine order. Again. I sleep under grace. I wake under divine order. Again, softer. I sleep under grace, I wake under divine order. Now the first night is blessed. The 30-day change has begun. Nothing more is required in this moment but receptivity. No strain, no struggle, no force, no old rehearsal. The new word has been spoken. The seed has been planted. Infinite Spirit knows the way. Tonight begins the 30-day change. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace, in perfect ways. I do not carry the old life into sleep. I sleep under grace, and I wake under divine order. This night plants the seed of a new life. All is under grace. All is moving in perfect ways. All is well. The last word of the night prepares tomorrow. Let this sentence move quietly through the mind as the day releases its hold. The last word of the night prepares tomorrow. Many believe the day begins in the morning, when the eyes open and the feet touch the floor. But I tell you, in consciousness, the day often begins the night before. It begins with the word carried into sleep. It begins with the final feeling permitted to sit beside the heart. It begins with the thought accepted at the threshold of rest. It begins with the sentence that the soul takes into the silence. The last word of the night prepares tomorrow. If the final word is fear, tomorrow is prepared in fear. If the final word is resentment, tomorrow is prepared in resentment. If the final word is lack, tomorrow is prepared in lack. If the final word is weariness and defeat, the mind often rises in the morning wearing the same garment it wore to bed. But if the final word is divine order, tomorrow is prepared in divine order. If the final word is grace, tomorrow is prepared under grace. If the final word is faith, tomorrow receives the seed of faith before it appears. I do not sleep in yesterday's fear. Say it gently. I do not sleep in yesterday's fear. Yesterday may have had its fears, but they need not be given the night. Yesterday may have had a mistake, but the mistake need not become the pillow. Yesterday may have had a conversation that troubled you, but it need not be repeated in the chamber of sleep. Yesterday may have had bills, delays, confusion, waiting, disappointment, or heaviness, but the night is not a storehouse for fear. The night is a holy field for the word. I do not sleep in yesterday's fear. Fear is often the last guest people entertain before sleep. They invite it in without noticing. They let it sit in the mind and rehearse what went wrong. They let it point to tomorrow and predict trouble. They let it bring old memories and say, "This will happen again." They let it count what is missing. They let it whisper, "Nothing changes." Then they fall asleep under its instruction and wake wondering why the morning feels burdened. But tonight, fear is not the final word. My final word is divine order. Let that become the new law of the night. My final word is divine order, not confusion, not resentment, not lack, not old failure, not the opinion of another, not the burden of yesterday, not the unanswered question, not the imagined difficulty. Divine order, that is the final word. Divine order over my mind, divine order over my home, divine order over my body, divine order over my money, divine order over my work, divine order over my relationships, divine order over my tomorrow. My final word is divine order. The last word of the night is like a seal upon a letter. If the letter is sealed with fear, it carries fear into the unseen. If it is sealed with complaint, it carries complaint. If it is sealed with gratitude, faith, and divine order, it carries blessing ahead of you. Therefore, do not send tomorrow a letter written in yesterday's anxiety. Send tomorrow a word written under grace. The night receives the seed of my spoken word. Say it softly. The night receives the seed of my spoken word. A spoken word before sleep does not vanish. It enters the deep soil of consciousness. It is received where the conscious mind grows quiet and the heart becomes tender. The night receives the seed and holds it in the unseen. The body sleeps, but the seed is not dead. The mind rests, but the word is not lost. The outer world may be silent, but divine order is not asleep. The night receives the seed of my spoken word. This is why I ask you to speak carefully before sleep, not fearfully, but faithfully. Do not let the last word be, "I am tired of my life." Let it be, "My life changes under grace in perfect ways." Do not let the last word be, "There is no way." Let it be. Divine order opens the perfect way. Do not let the last word be, "I am afraid of tomorrow." Let it be, "Tomorrow is under grace." Do not let the last word be, "Nothing will change." Let it be, "The change has already begun. Tomorrow is blessed before it begins." Let this bring peace. Tomorrow is blessed before it begins. Tomorrow does not have to begin in panic. Tomorrow does not have to be greeted as an enemy. Tomorrow does not have to carry the weight of all old failures. Tomorrow does not have to repeat yesterday, because yesterday shouted the loudest. Tomorrow may be blessed before it begins. It may be prepared by your word. It may be softened by grace. It may be met by divine order before you open your eyes. Tomorrow is blessed before it begins. When you bless tomorrow before sleep, you do not claim to know every event. You do not control every hour. You do not command every person. You do not force life by human will. You simply place tomorrow under divine order. You give the unseen a clean instruction. You withdraw yesterday's fear and speak the word under grace. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This is the word that prepares tomorrow. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Tonight is one of the 30. Tonight is one seed. Tonight is one correction. Tonight is one moment when the old story does not receive the final place. You may have spoken fear earlier today. You may have felt worry in the afternoon. You may have remembered disappointment at dusk, but the final word can be changed now. The last word of the night prepares tomorrow. If the day has spoken loudly, let the night speak quietly, but with greater authority. The day may have said, "You are behind." The night says, "Divine order brings me forward." The day may have said, "You are not enough." The night says, "Infinite Spirit is my sufficiency." The day may have said, "This is difficult." The night says, "The perfect way opens." The day may have said, "Nothing changes." The night says, "My life changes under grace in perfect ways." My final word is divine order. Again. My final word is divine order. Again, softer. My final word is divine order. Let the mind feel the relief of not needing to argue with every appearance. The appearance may have been one thing. The final word may be another. The visible world may have shown delay. The final word may be divine timing. The visible world may have shown lack. The final word may be divine supply. The visible world may have shown confusion. The final word may be divine order. I do not sleep in yesterday's fear. Yesterday's fear may be familiar, but it is not faithful. Fear does not know the perfect way. Fear does not open the secret door. Fear does not hear infinite intelligence. Fear looks only at what has already happened, and then predicts more of the same. But faith hears a higher word. Faith says, divine order can begin now. Faith says, the old pattern is not my master. Faith says, this night plants the seed of a new life. I do not sleep in yesterday's fear. Let yesterday be blessed and released. The worry of yesterday is released. The mistake of yesterday is released. The fatigue of yesterday is released. The disappointment of yesterday is released. The delay of yesterday is released. The conversation of yesterday is released. The lack of yesterday is released. The old feeling of yesterday is released. I do not sleep in yesterday's fear. Now the new word enters. Divine order, grace, perfect ways, new life, quiet change, holy sleep, blessed tomorrow. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The night receives the seed of my spoken word. Think of the night as a garden behind a gate. Many throw thorns into it before sleep, and then wonder why the morning catches upon them. They throw in complaints, resentments, fears, doubts, and old statements of defeat. But you may plant differently. You may place one clean seed in the garden of the night. You may say, divine order. You may say, under grace. You may say, my life changes. You may say, all is well. The night receives the seed of my spoken word. Do not think the seed is too small. A sentence may be small upon the tongue, and great in the unseen. My word is my wand, is a small sentence, yet it changes the use of speech. All is under grace, is a small sentence, yet it dissolves the rule of fear. Divine order opens the way, is a small sentence, yet it turns the mind toward the secret door. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways, is a sentence of new direction. Tomorrow is blessed before it begins. Bless tomorrow now, before you know its details. Bless the morning before it arrives. Bless the path before it is seen. Bless the work before it is touched. Bless the letters before they are opened. Bless the people before you meet them. Bless the money before it comes. Bless the decisions before they must be made. Bless the unknown before fear names it dangerous. Tomorrow is blessed before it begins. Tomorrow divine order meets me. Tomorrow, the right thought comes. Tomorrow the right action is shown. Tomorrow the right word is spoken. Tomorrow the right door opens. Tomorrow the right protection is present. Tomorrow the right supply appears. Tomorrow my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The last word of the night prepares tomorrow. Therefore, let the last word be chosen as one would choose a lamp for a dark hall. You do not choose a broken lamp. You do not choose a flame that has gone out. You choose a light. The last word is a lamp carried into the night. Let it not be fear. Let it not be complaint. Let it not be defeat. Let it be divine order. My final word is divine order. This phrase may be placed over every problem without naming the problem again and again. The mind does not need to rehearse each burden in detail. It may simply say, divine order. Over the body, divine order. Over money, divine order. Over work, divine order. Over the home, divine order. Over the heart, divine order. Over tomorrow, divine order. Over these 30 days, divine order. My final word is divine order. When divine order is the final word, the soul stops feeling as though it must hold all pieces together. It no longer imagines that everything depends on its anxious grip. Divine order means that infinite intelligence knows where each piece belongs. Divine order means that what must be released will be released, what must be corrected will be corrected, what must be opened will be opened, what must be supplied will be supplied, and what must be changed will be changed in perfect ways. I sleep under grace, and I wake under divine order. Let this phrase return. I sleep under grace, and I wake under divine order. The sleeping is under grace, the waking is under divine order. The time between is not wasted, the body rests, the mind loosens its knots, the spoken word sinks deeper, the old fear loses its force. The unseen receives the seed. I sleep under grace, and I wake under divine order. Many try to prepare tomorrow by worrying about it. They believe that if they rehearse every possible trouble, they will be safe. But worry is not preparation. Worry is often the practice of misfortune before it comes. Worry is the imagination used against peace. Worry is a false watchman, noisy and blind. True preparation is the word of faith spoken under grace. The last word of the night prepares tomorrow. Not the worry of the night, the word. Not the fear of the night, the word. Not the calculation of the night, the word. Not the struggle of the night, the word. The spoken word under grace prepares tomorrow. The night receives the seed of my spoken word. Let us make the word simple now. My life changes under grace. This is the seed. Divine order prepares tomorrow. This is the seed. I do not sleep in fear. This is the seed. All is under grace. This is the seed. The perfect way opens. This is the seed. Tomorrow is blessed before it begins. This is the seed. What seeds are you placing into the night? Do not answer with shame. Answer with awareness. If you have placed fear there before, you may place faith there now. If you have placed resentment there before, you may place forgiveness there now. If you have placed lack there before, you may place supply there now. If you have placed exhaustion there before, you may place rest there now. I do not sleep in yesterday's fear. Yesterday's fear belongs to yesterday. The night is the doorway of renewal, not by force, not by denial, but by the word under grace. The old feeling does not need to cross the threshold. You may say, stop, you have served your time. I now enter sleep with divine order. My final word is divine order. Let the heart speak it as a command of peace. My final word is divine order. Let the mind speak it as a release of control. My final word is divine order. Let the body hear it as permission to rest. My final word is divine order. Let the future receive it as a blessing. My final word is divine order. Tomorrow is blessed before it begins. This does not mean every event tomorrow must flatter the senses. It means every event is placed under a higher law. Even a delay may be under divine order. Even a change of plan may be under divine order. Even a closed door may be divine protection. Even a silence may be space for the right answer. Even a small beginning may be the first movement of a greater good. Tomorrow is blessed before it begins. Therefore, if you wake and do not immediately see the whole change, do not say the word has failed. Bless the beginning. Bless the peace that is there. Bless the thought that is clearer. Bless the fear that is softer. Bless the fact that you slept with a new command. Bless the day before it proves itself. The blessed day often reveals what the fearful day hides. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The 30 days are not to be watched with anxiety. They are to be entered with faith. Each night prepares the next day. Each final word shapes the first feeling. Each seed sinks into consciousness. Each repetition makes divine order more familiar. Each sleep becomes a small sanctuary. The last word of the night prepares tomorrow. Now let us prepare tomorrow by blessing it. I bless tomorrow under grace. I bless tomorrow's morning. I bless tomorrow's work. I bless tomorrow's guidance. I bless tomorrow's money. I bless tomorrow's conversations. I bless tomorrow's choices. I bless tomorrow's surprises. I bless tomorrow's protection. I bless tomorrow's perfect ways. Tomorrow is blessed before it begins. Now let us withdraw what does not belong to tomorrow. I withdraw fear from tomorrow. I withdraw worry from tomorrow. I withdraw resentment from tomorrow. I withdraw old failure from tomorrow. I withdraw lack from tomorrow. I withdraw confusion from tomorrow. I withdraw the sentence nothing changes from tomorrow. I withdraw yesterday's burden from tomorrow. Tomorrow is blessed before it begins. The mind may be used as a faithful servant when it is given a faithful word. If it is given fear, it searches for fear. If it is given lack, it searches for lack. If it is given divine order, it begins to notice order. If it is given gratitude, it begins to notice blessing. If it is given change under grace, it begins to expect change in perfect ways. My final word is divine order. The final word is not chosen because all is already visible. The final word is chosen because the invisible responds before the visible appears. The farmer plants before seeing the harvest. The traveler begins before seeing the whole road. The letter is sent before the reply is received. The word is spoken before the outer change is complete. The night receives the seed of my spoken word. Let this truth help you sleep. The seed is received. The night receives it. The unseen receives it. The deep places of consciousness receive it. You do not have to remain awake to guard it. You do not have to stare at the soil. You do not have to reopen the field. The word is planted. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Now bring your awareness to the feeling with which you wish to wake. Perhaps peace, perhaps trust, perhaps clarity, perhaps courage, perhaps gratitude, perhaps expectation of good. Do not force it. Name it under grace. I wake in peace. I wake in divine order. I wake with a clear mind. I wake with a grateful heart. I wake guided. I wake supplied. I wake under grace. The last word of the night prepares the first feeling of tomorrow. This is why the night matters. It is not merely the end of the day. It is the threshold of the next. You do not enter that threshold empty-handed. You carry a word. Let the word be holy. Let the word be clear. Let the word be faithful. Let the word be Florence's great law of spoken command. My word is my wand. My word is my wand. And tonight the wand says, divine order. The wand says, under grace. The wand says, perfect ways. The wand says, my life changes. The wand says, tomorrow is blessed. The wand says, all is well. I do not sleep in yesterday's fear. Let the body release yesterday. The shoulders release yesterday. The hands release yesterday. The breath releases yesterday. The heart releases yesterday. The mind releases yesterday. The eyes release yesterday. The night receives only the word under grace. My final word is divine order. The bed becomes a place of preparation, not a place of worry. The pillow becomes a place of release, not a place of rehearsal. The room becomes a sanctuary, not a courtroom where the day is judged again and again. The night becomes a garden, and the word becomes the seed. The night receives the seed of my spoken word. Now let the phrase become slower. The night receives the seed of my word. The night receives the seed of faith. The night receives the seed of change. The night receives divine order. Again, the night receives the seed of my spoken word. Again, softer. The night receives the seed of my spoken word. Tomorrow is blessed before it begins. Say it over the unknown. Tomorrow is blessed before it begins. Say it over the morning. Tomorrow is blessed before it begins. Say it over the body. Tomorrow is blessed before it begins. Say it over the work. Tomorrow is blessed before it begins. Say it over money. Tomorrow is blessed before it begins. Say it over every person you may meet. Tomorrow is blessed before it begins. Now let the central word of the 30 nights return. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, for 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, softer. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Now shorter. My life changes under grace. Again. My life changes under grace. Again, softer. My life changes under grace. The last word of the night prepares tomorrow. So the last word is not fear. The last word is not lack. The last word is not yesterday. The last word is not resentment. The last word is not confusion. The last word is not defeat. The last word is divine order. My final word is divine order. Again, my final word is divine order. Again, softer. My final word is divine order. Let the mind no longer search for a problem to hold. Let the heart no longer search for a fear to repeat. Let the body no longer brace against tomorrow. Tomorrow has been blessed before it begins. The night has received the seed. The word has been spoken. The old fear has been withdrawn. I sleep under grace, and I wake under divine order. This is the rhythm. I sleep under grace, I wake under divine order. I sleep under grace, I wake under divine order. I sleep under grace, I wake under divine order. Now let all become quiet. The last word of the night prepares tomorrow. I do not sleep in yesterday's fear. My final word is divine order. The night receives the seed of my spoken word. Tomorrow is blessed before it begins. All is under grace. All is moving in perfect ways. All is well. 30 nights of faith prepare 30 days of change. Let this sentence become quiet within you. 30 nights of faith prepare 30 days of change, not 30 nights of pressure, not 30 nights of strain, not 30 nights of watching the clock of results. 30 nights of faith, 30 nights of returning gently to the same holy word. 30 nights of refusing to give the final sentence to fear. 30 nights of placing your life under grace before sleep. 30 nights of letting divine order become more familiar than worry. I return to the word each night. Say it softly. I return to the word each night. If the day has been peaceful, I return to the word. If the day has been difficult, I return to the word. If I have seen a sign of change, I bless it and return to the word. If I have not yet seen the sign I expected, I do not condemn the seed. I return to the word. If the old fear comes, I do not argue long with it. I return to the word. If the mind wanders, I bless it and return to the word. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This is the word. This is the path. This is the simple lamp carried through the 30 nights. Repetition plants the seed deeper. Let that be understood with peace. Repetition plants the seed deeper. A word spoken once may bring comfort. A word spoken faithfully begins to build an atmosphere. A word spoken every night under grace becomes familiar to the soul. It enters the hidden places where old fear has lived. It reaches the rooms of memory. It touches the old language of lack, delay, disappointment, and defeat, and quietly replaces it with divine order. Repetition plants the seed deeper. It is not punishment. It is not a taskmaster standing over you. It is not a rule made to make the heart anxious. Repetition is a rhythm. It is like the regular lighting of a lamp at evening. It is like returning to the same road until the road becomes clear beneath the feet. It is like a gardener watering the same seed, not because he doubts the seed, but because he honors its life. My soul learns a new language under grace. Say it gently. My soul learns a new language under grace. The old language may have said, nothing changes. The new language says, divine order changes my life now. The old language may have said, I am afraid of tomorrow. The new language says, tomorrow is blessed before it begins. The old language may have said, I am tired of trying. The new language says, I do not change by strain. I change under grace. The old language may have said, there is no way. The new language says, the perfect way opens. My soul learns a new language under grace. This is why 30 nights are given, not to frighten you with a number, but to help the soul practice a new tongue. At first, a new word may feel strange in the mouth. At first, the heart may still listen for the old fear. At first, the mind may return to familiar paths of worry. But each night, the word is spoken again. Each night, the same seed is blessed. Each night, the old path receives less of your attention, and the new path receives more of your faith. Each night, divine order becomes more familiar. Let that sentence rest deeply. Each night, divine order becomes more familiar. On the first night, divine order may feel like a beautiful phrase. On the 5th night, it may begin to feel like a possibility. On the 10th night, it may begin to answer fear more quickly. On the 15th night, it may begin to feel like a law beneath your feet. On the 20th night, the old complaint may feel less natural. On the 30th night, you may notice that your inner atmosphere has changed. The outer world may still be unfolding, but something in you is no longer governed by the same sentence. 30 nights of faith prepare 30 days of change. Do not turn these 30 nights into a burden. I do not ask you to count them with anxiety. I do not ask you to examine the soil each morning. I do not ask you to demand proof at dawn. I ask you to return to the word. Return to it as one returns to a quiet chapel. Return to it as one returns to a garden path. Return to it as one returns to the fire on a cold evening. Return to it because the word is your wand, and the wand must be used faithfully. I return to the word each night. The word may be spoken aloud. The word may be whispered. The word may be heard within. The word may be carried by the heart while the body grows heavy with sleep. It need not be dramatic. It need not be perfect. It need not be spoken with a great emotion. It need only be accepted quietly. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This one sentence is enough for the night. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. It contains faith. It contains time without pressure. It contains change without force. It contains grace without struggle. It contains perfect ways without human anxiety. It places your whole life under divine order, and then it lets the body sleep. Repetition plants the seed deeper. If you planted a seed in a field, you would not say after one night, "Why is there no harvest?" You would not dig it up in anger. You would not accuse the soil. You would not tear open the earth to examine the hidden life. You would water it. You would give it light. You would let it remain. So with the word, speak it, bless it, let it remain. The seed of change is planted. The seed of divine order is planted. The seed of a new life is planted. The seed of right speech is planted. The seed of faith is planted. The seed of peace is planted. The seed of perfect ways is planted. Repetition plants the seed deeper. My soul learns a new language under grace. The soul has perhaps learned the language of hurry. It has learned to say, "I must know now." It has learned the language of fear. It has learned to say, "What if it does not happen?" It has learned the language of lack. It has learned to say, "There is not enough." It has learned the language of disappointment. It has learned to say, "This always happens to me." Tonight, and for 30 nights, the soul is taught another language. My soul learns the language of grace. My soul learns the language of divine order. My soul learns the language of peace. My soul learns the language of expectancy. My soul learns the language of perfect ways. My soul learns the language of all is well. My soul learns a new language under grace. Do not be surprised if the old language tries to speak. A habit does not surrender its place without appearing now and then. If the old sentence rises, do not fear it. Do not scold yourself. Do not say, "I have failed." Simply withdraw it and return to the word. I return to the word each night. If fear says nothing is changing, I return to the word. If doubt says this is useless, I return to the word. If memory says the past will repeat, I return to the word. If worry says stay awake and solve this, I return to the word. If impatience says demand proof, I return to the word. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Each night, divine order becomes more familiar. Familiarity is powerful. Many have become familiar with worry, and so worry seems natural. Many have become familiar with lack, and so lack seems truthful. Many have become familiar with struggle, and so struggle seems inevitable. But familiarity is not law. What has been learned can be unlearned. What has been repeated can be replaced. What has been accepted can be revised under grace. Each night, divine order becomes more familiar. Let divine order become the natural thought before sleep. Let grace become the natural covering of the night. Let perfect ways become the natural expectation of the heart. Let all is well become more familiar than what if. Let my life changes under grace become more familiar than nothing changes. This is how the inner atmosphere is rebuilt. 30 nights of faith prepare 30 days of change. A life is often changed first in atmosphere. Before the visible door opens, the heart may grow calm. Before the outer answer arrives, the mind may stop worshipping the problem. Before the new path appears, the old fear may loosen its hand. Before the full harvest is seen, the seed may already be alive beneath the soil. Therefore, do not despise the invisible work. Repetition plants the seed deeper. Tonight the seed goes deeper. Tomorrow night it goes deeper. The next night, deeper still. Not by force, not by strain, not by anxious repetition, but by faithful return. I return to the word each night. The word is not complicated. My life changes under grace. The word is not harsh. My life changes in perfect ways. The word is not fearful. Divine order knows the way. The word is not heavy. I sleep under grace. The word is not loud. All is well. My soul learns a new language under grace. Let this new language be spoken gently over the whole life, over money. The new language says, divine supply is present. Over health, the new language says, life renews me under grace. Over work, the new language says, my perfect self-expression is revealed. Over relationships, the new language says, divine love adjusts all things. Over the future, the new language says, divine order goes before me. Over the night, the new language says, I sleep in peace. Each night, divine order becomes more familiar. If you miss a night, do not make it a failure. Return the next night. Grace does not close the door because you stumbled. Infinite Spirit is not keeping an angry account against you. The purpose of 30 nights is faithfulness, not perfectionism. A path is made by returning. If you step aside, return. If you forget, return. If you fall asleep too quickly, return the next night. The word remains available. I return to the word each night. There is no condemnation in this practice. There is only renewal. The old life was built by many repeated words, many repeated fears, many repeated assumptions, many repeated reactions. The new life will be welcomed by many repeated words of faith, many repeated blessings, many repeated releases, many repeated returns to divine order. Repetition plants the seed deeper. Some repetition is unconscious and builds bondage. Some repetition is conscious and builds freedom. A person may repeat, "I am afraid," for years without knowing it has become an inner command. A person may repeat, "There is no way," until the mind ceases to look for doors. A person may repeat, "This is always how it goes," until the heart expects the same scene. But now repetition is redeemed. Now repetition becomes a spiritual discipline under grace. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, softer. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The word does not need to be new every night. The soul needs the same holy certainty again and again. Many people search for a new phrase, a new method, a new excitement, a new sign, and in the searching they never stay with one word long enough for it to take root. Choose the word and remain with it. The seed does not become stronger because you replace it every hour. It grows because it is planted, watered, and allowed to remain. I return to the word each night. The same word may meet a different need each night. One night it comforts the body, another night it quiets fear, another night it blesses money, another night it softens resentment, another night it opens courage, another night it brings gratitude, another night it gives the mind permission to rest. The word is simple, but divine intelligence knows where to carry it. My life changes under grace in perfect ways. The word enters where it is needed. The word touches what must be changed. The word blesses what must be healed. The word releases what must be released. The word calls what must be called. The word opens what must be opened. The word orders what must be ordered. Divine order knows the place of the word. Each night, divine order becomes more familiar. The old atmosphere may have been built by nightly worry. The new atmosphere is built by nightly faith. The old life may have been carried into sleep through complaint. The new life is carried into sleep through blessing. The old morning may have begun under the shadow of yesterday. The new morning begins under the words spoken before rest. 30 nights of faith prepare 30 days of change. Let the number 30 become a circle of blessing around you. Not a chain. A circle of repeated faith, a circle of nightly release, a circle of gentle discipline, a circle of words spoken under grace. Each night you step into that circle and say, "The old life does not rule this sleep. Divine order rules this sleep." I return to the word each night. Now speak the word over this night. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Speak it over tomorrow. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Speak it over the unseen. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Speak it over every doubt. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Speak it over the whole path. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Repetition plants the seed deeper. Do not fear repetition when it is faithful. The sun does not refuse to rise because it rose yesterday. The heart does not cease beating because it has beaten before. The breath does not say, "I have already entered once." Life itself has sacred repetition, morning and evening, seed time and harvest, breathing in and breathing out. A word of faith repeated each night belongs to this holy rhythm. My soul learns a new language under grace. Let the language of grace sound like this. All is under grace. Let the language of divine order sound like this. The perfect way opens. Let the language of peace sound like this. I sleep in faith. Let the language of change sound like this. My life changes under grace. Let the language of trust sound like this. Infinite Spirit knows the way. Each night, divine order becomes more familiar. And because it becomes familiar at night, it begins to meet you in the day. You may find yourself speaking differently when difficulty appears. You may find yourself pausing before old fear takes the mouth. You may find yourself blessing instead of cursing. You may find yourself expecting a way instead of declaring none. You may find yourself softer, clearer, less governed by old reactions. This is change. 30 nights of faith prepare 30 days of change. The change may not always announce itself. It may be hidden in the moment you did not complain. It may be hidden in the letter you finally wrote. It may be hidden in the bill you blessed instead of feared. It may be hidden in the rest you allowed yourself. It may be hidden in the thought that came quietly upon waking. It may be hidden in the person you no longer resent. It may be hidden in the new word that rises before the old one. Bless the hidden change. Bless the small change, bless the quiet change, bless the first change, bless the change under grace. Repetition plants the seed deeper. Now let the body learn the repetition too. The body has perhaps repeated tension. Let it repeat release. The shoulders have perhaps repeated burden. Let them repeat rest. The hands have perhaps repeated grasping. Let them repeat openness. The breath has perhaps repeated hurry. Let it repeat peace. Body, return to rest each night. Mind, return to faith each night. Heart, return to grace each night. Mouth, return to the word each night. Soul, return to divine order each night. I return to the word each night. It is enough to return. You do not need to master 30 nights in advance. You need only enter this night. Tomorrow night will be given when tomorrow night comes. The next word will be spoken when the next evening arrives. Grace is always present in the present moment. Do not carry all 30 nights at once. Carry only this word, tonight. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Tonight, my life changes under grace. Tonight, the seed is planted deeper. Tonight, my soul learns the new language. Tonight, divine order becomes more familiar. Tonight, I return to the word. Each night, divine order becomes more familiar. Now let us make the word even softer. Divine order in my sleep, divine order in my waking, divine order in my thoughts, divine order in my words, divine order in my choices, divine order in my path, divine order in my life, divine order under grace. My soul learns a new language under grace. The new language does not begin with force. It begins with blessing. It says, I bless this night. It says, I bless this body. It says, I bless this sleep. It says, I bless this beginning. It says, I bless the change I cannot yet see. It says, I bless the divine order already moving. It says, I bless the next 30 days under grace. I bless these 30 nights. I bless these 30 days. I bless this practice. I bless this word. I bless this change. I bless this path. I bless the unseen preparation. I bless infinite spirit as the source. 30 nights of faith prepare 30 days of change. Do not demand that every day look different at once. A room may be prepared before the guest arrives. A road may be cleared before the carriage appears. A letter may be written before it is delivered. A field may be watered before the shoot rises above the soil. Divine order often prepares quietly before it presents visibly. Repetition plants the seed deeper. Each repetition says, I am still here. Each repetition says, I choose faith again. Each repetition says, the old story is not final. Each repetition says, I am willing to be renewed. Each repetition says, I place my life under grace. Each repetition says, the perfect way opens. I return to the word each night. If the mind grows restless, return to the word. If the heart grows heavy, return to the word. If the body grows tired, return to the word. If tomorrow feels uncertain, return to the word. If yesterday feels loud, return to the word. If sleep is near, return to the word and let it carry you. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, for 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, softer. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Now let the phrase shorten naturally. My life changes under grace. Again. My life changes under grace. Again, softer. My life changes under grace. Now even softer. Change under grace. Divine order. Perfect ways. All is well. My soul learns a new language under grace. The new language is simple. I am guided. I am supplied. I am protected. I am renewed. I am changed under grace. I am held in divine order. I am safe to sleep. I am safe to wake. Each night, divine order becomes more familiar. Let this familiarity become the pillow of the soul. The soul lies down upon divine order. The soul rests under grace. The soul no longer needs the rough bed of fear. The soul no longer needs the old sentence, nothing changes. The soul has a new place to rest. 30 nights of faith prepare 30 days of change. Tonight is one faithful night. Tonight is one blessed seed. Tonight is one return. Tonight is one word under grace. Tonight is enough. I return to the word each night, and now I return to it once more. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The seed goes deeper. The word becomes familiar. The soul learns grace. The night receives faith. The day prepares to change. Divine order is here. Each night, divine order becomes more familiar. All is under grace. All is moving in perfect ways. All is well. I do not wake the old life by sleeping in old fear. Let this sentence stand quietly at the door of the night. I do not wake the old life by sleeping in old fear. There is a strange habit in the human mind. When the day is finished, when the lamp is low, when the room is still, when the body is ready to rest. The mind often begins to take out its old papers. It opens the old ledger. It counts the same debts. It reads the same letters. It repeats the same conversations. It brings back the same mistake, the same disappointment, the same wound, and lays them all upon the pillow, as though sleep were made to carry them. But sleep was not given to carry fear. Sleep was given as a holy release. Sleep was given as a place where the burden is cast upon infinite spirit. Sleep was given as a quiet gate through which the soul may pass from the noise of the day into the peace of divine order. Therefore, tonight I say, I withdraw the night from worry. Let it be said slowly. I withdraw the night from worry. The night does not belong to worry. The night does not belong to old accounts. The night does not belong to fear of tomorrow. The night does not belong to the sentence, what if? The night does not belong to the voice that says, nothing changes. The night does not belong to the old story. The night belongs to God. The night belongs to grace. The night belongs to divine order. The night belongs to the word of faith. I withdraw the night from worry. Worry has used many nights without permission. It has entered when the body was tired and the mind was undefended. It has sat beside the bed and spoken of lack. It has unfolded imaginary letters of bad news. It has counted money in fear instead of blessing money in faith. It has repeated conversations that cannot be changed by repetition. It has made a little theater in the mind and acted out scenes that have never happened. It has taken the sacred hour before sleep and made it a courtroom, where yesterday is judged again and again. But tonight, the court is closed. The old story does not enter my sleep. Say it softly. The old story does not enter my sleep. The old story may knock at the door. It may say, let me in. You know me. I have slept beside you many nights. It may bring the face of someone who disappointed you. It may bring the memory of a word spoken harshly. It may bring a letter unopened. It may bring the thought of rent, bread, work, health, age, time, or uncertainty. It may bring the old fear that life cannot change. But you need not open the door. The old story does not enter my sleep. This is not denial. I do not teach you to deny divine truth, nor to be blind to the world. I teach you to give authority to a higher law. A difficulty may be present, but it need not be crowned. A problem may exist, but it need not be made your master. An account may be due, but it need not speak the last word over your soul. A mistake may have happened, but it need not be carried into the inner chamber of rest. The outer fact is not the final authority. Infinite Spirit is the final authority. Fear is not my final word. Let this phrase become firm and gentle within you. Fear is not my final word. Fear may have spoken in the morning. Fear may have spoken in the afternoon. Fear may have spoken when you looked at what appeared unfinished. Fear may have spoken when a door did not open at once. Fear may have spoken when the mind tried to calculate a path. But fear shall not have the last word tonight. Fear is not my final word. My final word is divine order. My final word is under grace. My final word is perfect ways. My final word is, all is well. I release the day and bless tomorrow. Let the day be released. I release the day and bless tomorrow. The day has done what it has done. It brought its duties, its noises, its delays, its small mercies, its unnoticed blessings, its trials, its lessons, its messengers, its open doors, and perhaps its closed ones. Now it is finished. Do not keep the day alive by rehearsing it in fear. A finished day should be blessed, not dragged through the night like a chain. I release the day and bless tomorrow. Bless the day for what it gave. Bless it for what it taught. Bless it for what it revealed. Bless it for what it protected you from, even if you do not yet know. Bless the things that were easy. Bless the things that were difficult, and place them under grace. Bless the words spoken. Bless the words withheld. Bless the coin that came. Bless the coin that went. Bless the bread received. Bless the bed that holds you. Bless the breath still moving. Bless the quiet that is now offered. I release the day and bless tomorrow. This is the right use of the night, not to reopen every wound, not to sit with old fear as though it were a wise counselor, not to let the mind wander down every road of misfortune. The night is for release. The night is for the word. The night is for divine order. The night is for the seed of a new life. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This word returns now. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. If you wish your life to change, do not let the old life sleep in you every night. Many people ask for a new day, but they go to sleep in the old identity. They ask for prosperity, but sleep in words of lack. They ask for love, but sleep in resentment. They ask for health, but sleep in fear of the body. They ask for guidance, but sleep in confusion and self-condemnation. They ask for peace, but sleep in argument. The old life is awakened by old fear. Therefore I say, I do not wake the old life by sleeping in old fear. The old life is like a garment worn too long. It may be familiar, but it need not be worn into sleep. Take it off in consciousness. Put down the garment of fear. Put down the garment of complaint. Put down the garment of I cannot. Put down the garment of it is too late. Put down the garment of there is no way. Put down the garment of this always happens. Let the soul enter sleep clothed in grace. I withdraw the night from worry. The night is withdrawn from worry now. This hour is withdrawn from worry. This room is withdrawn from worry. This bed is withdrawn from worry. This body is withdrawn from worry. This mind is withdrawn from worry. This heart is withdrawn from worry. This future is withdrawn from worry. All is placed under grace. The old story does not enter my sleep. The old story may say, you must think of me or you will not be safe. But the old story is not safety. Divine order is safety. The old story may say, if you stop worrying, everything will fall apart. But worry does not hold life together. Infinite Spirit holds all things in divine order. The old story may say, you must remember every wrong. But resentment does not protect the soul. It binds it to the very thing it wishes to leave. The old story does not enter my sleep. Let us close the door gently. The old worry remains outside. The old resentment remains outside. The old lack remains outside. The old fear remains outside. The old defeat remains outside. The old identity remains outside. The old sentence remains outside. The sleep of this night belongs to grace. Fear is not my final word. If fear arises, do not be frightened of fear. Do not make a second fear out of the first one. Fear is only an old visitor. It need not be entertained. Let it pass by the door. Let the word stand quietly within. Fear is not my final word. The final word is divine order. The final word is, the perfect way opens. The final word is, infinite Spirit knows the way. The final word is, my life changes under grace. The final word is, all is well. I release the day and bless tomorrow. Perhaps today contained something that felt heavy. Bless it and release it. Perhaps today contained a decision that was not made. Bless it and release it. Perhaps today contained a conversation you keep repeating. Bless it and release it. Perhaps today contained a delay. Bless it and release it. Perhaps today contained no visible sign of change. Bless the invisible and release the day. I release the day and bless tomorrow. Tomorrow is not to be cursed before it arrives. Do not send fear ahead of you like a messenger. Send blessing, send divine order, send right expectation, send the word under grace. Let tomorrow receive you not as one who is already defeated, but as one whose path is being ordered by infinite intelligence. Tomorrow I meet divine order. Tomorrow the right way opens. Tomorrow the right idea comes. Tomorrow the right word is spoken. Tomorrow the right help appears. Tomorrow the right door is shown. Tomorrow my life changes under grace in perfect ways. I do not wake the old life by sleeping in old fear. This is a deep law. What you sleep in, you often wake in. If you sleep in a mental room filled with old fear, you may wake and find yourself breathing the same atmosphere. But if you sleep in the word under grace, you give the morning another air. You bless the first feeling of the day before the day begins. I sleep under grace, and I wake under divine order. Let this be the new atmosphere. I sleep under grace, and I wake under divine order. The body may rest under grace. The mind may rest under grace. The heart may rest under grace. The affairs of life may rest under grace. The unknown may rest under grace. The unfinished may rest under grace. The unanswered may rest under grace. The unhealed may rest under grace. The unopened door may rest under grace. I withdraw the night from worry. Worry says, stay awake and suffer with me. Grace says, sleep and let infinite Spirit work. Worry says, review every difficulty. Grace says, cast the burden. Worry says, you are alone. Grace says, infinite intelligence is present. Worry says, the way is closed. Grace says, there is a secret door. Worry says, it is too late. Grace says, divine timing is perfect. I withdraw the night from worry. There is no virtue in sleepless fear. There is no holiness in carrying burdens that belong to infinite Spirit. There is no wisdom in repeating lack until the soul believes lack is law. The wise person learns to speak the word and rest. The wise person learns to bless and release. The wise person learns to say, this is under grace, and the perfect way is now opened. The old story does not enter my sleep. Let the old story be answered now. If the old story says, you have failed, answer, I am renewed under grace. If the old story says, you are behind, answer, divine timing is perfect. If the old story says, you have no way, answer, infinite spirit opens the perfect way. If the old story says, you are not supplied, answer, divine supply is present. If the old story says, nothing changes, answer, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. If the old story says, fear is reasonable, answer, fear is not my final word. Fear is not my final word. Faith is my final word. Grace is my final word. Divine order is my final word. The perfect way is my final word. All is well is my final word. My word is my wand, and my wand is not given to fear. Let the wand be lifted in peace. My word is my wand. My word blesses the night. My word releases the day. My word prepares tomorrow. My word opens the way. My word casts the burden upon infinite spirit. My word plants the seed of a new life. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Perhaps you have gone to bed many nights with an account in the mind. You have added and subtracted, feared and calculated, imagined shortage, and then wondered why money felt like an enemy. Tonight, bless the account and withdraw fear from it. Money is not to be cursed in the night. Bills are not to be enthroned above infinite supply. The ledger is not greater than divine substance. Place all under grace. This account is under grace. This need is under grace. This money is under grace. This obligation is under grace. This supply is under grace. The perfect way opens. I do not sleep in yesterday's fear. Perhaps you have gone to bed repeating a conversation. What you should have said. What another said. What was misunderstood. What was withheld. What was lost. The mind turns it over like a stone until the heart grows tired. Tonight, release the conversation under grace. Divine love adjusts all things. The right words are spoken at the right time. The wrong words are dissolved. The heart is freed from rehearsal. This conversation is under grace. This memory is under grace. This relationship is under grace. This silence is under grace. Divine love adjusts all things. I release the day and bless tomorrow. Perhaps you have gone to bed fearing the body, listening to every sensation with alarm, imagining trouble, naming fear, speaking weakness. Tonight, bless the body. It has carried you through this day. It has breathed. It has served. It has endured. Do not speak harshly to it before sleep. Place it under divine order. Speak life over it. Speak peace over it. Speak rest over it. This body is under grace. Life renews me in perfect ways. Divine order is established in every cell. I bless my body. I release fear. I sleep in peace. Fear is not my final word. Perhaps you have gone to bed fearing the future. The future is not a monster waiting in the dark. The future is a field awaiting the seed. Do not plant fear and then dread the harvest. Plant divine order. Plant gratitude. Plant faith. Plant the word under grace. Tomorrow is blessed before it begins. My future is blessed before it appears. The perfect way is prepared before I arrive. Divine order goes before me. Infinite spirit knows the way. I sleep under grace, and I wake under divine order. The old story does not enter my sleep. There is a gate in consciousness, and tonight you stand at it. One side contains the old story, the old fear, the old rehearsal, the old pain, the old prediction. The other side contains a new word, a new peace, a new expectation, a new permission to rest. You need not drag the old story through the gate. Leave it outside. Let grace close the gate behind you. The old story does not enter my sleep. It is not necessary to fight the old story. Fighting gives it too much honor. Simply withdraw attention and speak the word. A shadow does not need to be beaten. A lamp needs to be lit. Fear does not need a long debate. Divine order needs a faithful word. I withdraw the night from worry. A lamp is lit in the night. The lamp is divine order. The lamp is grace. The lamp is faith. The lamp is the spoken word. The lamp is all is well. By this lamp, the old story loses its power. For 30 nights my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This 4th night of understanding is important. You are learning that sleep is not an accident. Sleep is an offering. You offer the mind to the state it carries. You offer the heart to the final word it accepts. You offer the unseen a seed. Therefore offer a seed worth receiving. Offer peace. Offer gratitude. Offer divine order. Offer trust. Offer the word under grace. Offer the new life. I release the day and bless tomorrow. Now release the day in smaller pieces. I release what I did not finish. I release what I did not understand. I release what I could not control. I release what another person said. I release what another person did not say. I release what appeared delayed. I release what appeared closed. I release what appeared uncertain. I release all into infinite spirit. I bless tomorrow. Tomorrow is not bound by today's fear. Tomorrow is not bound by today's mistake. Tomorrow is not bound by today's mood. Tomorrow is not bound by today's report. Tomorrow is not bound by today's appearance. Tomorrow is placed under grace now. Tomorrow is blessed. Tomorrow is guided. Tomorrow is supplied. Tomorrow is ordered. Tomorrow is protected. Tomorrow is opened. Tomorrow is under grace. I do not wake the old life by sleeping in old fear. If you sleep in the thought, I am always this way, the old life is called again. If you sleep in the thought, this cannot change, the old life is summoned again. If you sleep in the thought, I am unlucky, the old life is rehearsed again. But if you sleep in the word, my life changes under grace. The new life receives your consent. I consent to divine change. I consent to divine order. I consent to perfect ways. I consent to release the old story. I consent to sleep in faith. I consent to wake renewed. Fear is not my final word. Now let fear be removed from the final place. Fear may not sit at the head of the table. Fear may not hold the last lamp. Fear may not seal the day. Fear may not write tomorrow. Fear may not guard the gate of sleep. Fear may not name my future. Fear is not my final word. Divine order is my final word. Let the heart feel the difference. Fear tightens. Divine order releases. Fear calculates. Divine order trusts. Fear demands proof. Divine order knows. Fear keeps the eyes inward upon the wound. Divine order lifts the eyes to the perfect way. Fear speaks as though human limitation were final. Divine order speaks from infinite intelligence. I withdraw the night from worry. Let the night become quiet again. The room is quiet. The breath is quiet. The hands are quiet. The mind is becoming quiet. The heart is becoming quiet. The day is being released. Tomorrow is being blessed. The old story remains outside. The word under grace remains within. The old story does not enter my sleep. Now take any burden that appears in the mind and place it upon infinite spirit. Do not explain it in detail. Do not rehearse it again. Place it there. I cast this burden upon infinite spirit, and I go free, again. I cast this burden upon infinite spirit, and I go free, again softer. I cast this burden upon infinite spirit, and I go free. The burden is not improved by being held all night. The burden is transformed by being cast upon the source. Infinite spirit is never troubled by what troubles the human mind. Infinite intelligence is not confused by your confusion. Divine order is not delayed by your delay. Grace is not exhausted by your need. I cast this burden upon infinite spirit, and I go free. Now the old fear has less to hold. The burden has been placed where it belongs. The night is withdrawn from worry. The old story is kept outside the gate. The day is released. Tomorrow is blessed. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This is the new sentence. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The mind may try to return to the old account, the old letter, the old face, the old scene. Bring it back gently. My life changes under grace. Again. My life changes under grace. Again softer. My life changes under grace. There is no need for many words now. The fewer the words, the deeper they may go. Divine order, under grace, perfect ways, all is well. These are enough. I do not sleep in yesterday's fear. Yesterday's fear is dismissed. Yesterday's worry is dismissed. Yesterday's complaint is dismissed. Yesterday's failure is dismissed. Yesterday's burden is dismissed. Yesterday's identity is dismissed. Yesterday's fear does not enter my sleep. I release the day and bless tomorrow. Let this release become like a quiet exhalation. I release the day. I bless tomorrow. I release the day. I bless tomorrow. I release the day. I bless tomorrow. And now, fear is not my final word. Divine order is my final word. The old story does not enter my sleep. The night is withdrawn from worry. My life changes under grace in perfect ways. I sleep under grace, and I wake under divine order. This is the new pattern. This is the new instruction. This is the new atmosphere. This is the new sleep. Tonight, the old life is not awakened by old fear. Tonight, the old story is not carried into the silence. Tonight, the word is clean. Tonight, the seed is blessed. Tonight, the burden is cast. Tonight, tomorrow is prepared under grace. I do not wake the old life by sleeping in old fear. I withdraw the night from worry. The old story does not enter my sleep. I release the day and bless tomorrow. Fear is not my final word. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace, in perfect ways. All is under grace. All is moving in perfect ways. All is well. Gratitude opens the gate of change. Let this truth enter the night gently. Gratitude opens the gate of change. There is a gate in consciousness through which new good enters. and that gate is often closed by complaint, fear, and the habit of looking only at what is missing. Many lie down at night and count their troubles as though trouble were treasure. They count what has not yet come. They count what was lost. They count the words that wounded them, the letters that did not arrive, the accounts that are not yet paid, the doors that have not yet opened, and the answers that seem delayed. Then they wonder why the soul wakes with the same heaviness, but there is another way to enter sleep. Before sleep, bless what has already been given. I bless the good already given. Say it softly. I bless the good already given. This does not mean that every difficulty is denied. It does not mean that the heart pretends there is no question before it. It does not mean that the human mind must smile at every burden and call it pleasant. No. True gratitude is not pretense. True gratitude is spiritual recognition. It says, although the full answer is not yet visible, divine supply is already present. Although the whole road is not yet seen, divine order is already working. Although I have not yet received all that I have asked, I have already received good, and I bless it. I bless the good already given. Bless the bed that holds the body tonight. Bless the roof above you. Bless the breath moving in and out without your command. Bless the heart that has carried you through another day. Bless the food that has reached you. Bless the cup from which you drank. Bless the coin that came, even if another is desired. Bless the garment, the chair, the lamp, the letter, the hand that helped, the door that opened, the delay that protected, the strength that remained, the body that endured, the moment of kindness, the one difficulty that was not worse than it might have been. I bless the good already given. Gratitude is not small. Gratitude is a great spiritual key. It turns the lock of resistance. It opens a gate in the mind. It says to life, I see the good that is here, and therefore I am ready to receive more good. Complaint says, nothing is enough. Gratitude says, the good has already begun. Complaint looks at the empty place and forgets the filled one. Gratitude sees the filled place and blesses the empty one under grace. Thankfulness prepares the way for more good. Let this be your word tonight. Thankfulness prepares the way for more good. When you bless the good already present, you do not make the good smaller by asking for more. You make the heart more receptive. You place the mind in agreement with divine supply. You stop speaking as though lack were the only truth. You begin to see that supply has appeared in many forms already. It may have appeared as bread. It may have appeared as shelter. It may have appeared as a friend. It may have appeared as an idea. It may have appeared as protection. It may have appeared as a delay. It may have appeared as strength for one more day. It may have appeared as peace in a difficult hour. Thankfulness prepares the way for more good. Many people sleep while staring inwardly at absence. Their last vision is the thing missing. Their last word is a complaint. Their last feeling is the weight of what has not yet appeared. But tonight, before sleep, turn the inner gaze toward the evidence of good already given. Do not say there is nothing. Say there is already something, and I bless it. Do not say I have no help. Say, help has reached me before, and infinite spirit is my unfailing help now. Do not say I have no supply. Say, divine supply has never been absent, and it now appears in perfect ways. I see divine supply even before the full answer appears. Say it slowly. I see divine supply even before the full answer appears. This is a powerful sentence. It trains the soul to recognize the beginning of a miracle before the whole miracle is visible. A person who waits to be grateful until everything is complete may wait long, because ingratitude blinds the eye to the first signs of good. But the grateful heart sees the little cloud before the rain. It sees the first coin and blesses the greater supply. It sees the first opening and blesses the road. It sees the first peace and blesses the healing. It sees the first courage and blesses the new life. I see divine supply even before the full answer appears. If you have a bed tonight, bless it. If you have breath tonight, bless it. If you have one quiet moment tonight, bless it. If you have one thing to eat, bless it. If you have one person who has ever been kind, bless that kindness. If you have learned from a painful hour, bless the wisdom without blessing the pain as your master. If you have survived what once frightened you, bless the strength that carried you. If you have one coin, bless it as a sign of circulation. If you have one idea, bless it as a seed of increase. What I bless is multiplied under grace. Let this phrase descend gently. What I bless is multiplied under grace. What is cursed is often held in bondage. What is feared is often given power. What is resented is often fastened to the heart. But what is blessed is released into divine order. Bless money, and money is freed from fear. Bless the body, and the body is freed from condemnation. Bless the home, and the home becomes a sanctuary. Bless the work, and the work becomes a channel. Bless the day, and the day is released. Bless tomorrow, and tomorrow is prepared. What I bless is multiplied under grace. Do not go to sleep cursing your life and asking it to change. Bless it into change. Do not curse the room you wish to leave. Bless it and release it. Do not curse the work that has fed you while asking for greater work. Bless it and let perfect self-expression open. Do not curse the money that is not enough. Bless what has come and call forth more under grace. Do not curse the body because it is tired. Bless it and speak rest, renewal, and divine order over it. Gratitude opens the gate of change. The grateful word is a wand. It does not deny the need. It calls forth the supply. It does not worship the problem. It recognizes the presence. It does not pretend the account is paid if it is not yet paid. It says this account is under grace, and divine supply now appears in perfect ways. It does not pretend the heart has never been hurt. It says divine love adjusts all things, and I bless the good already given. It does not pretend the path is fully visible. It says the perfect way opens, and I give thanks before I see it. I bless the good already given. Let this become your preparation for sleep, not a long list made with strain, not a forced recitation, a tender recognition. One blessing, then another. One sign of good, then another. Let the mind become quiet as it counts blessings instead of troubles. I bless this breath. I bless this body. I bless this bed. I bless this shelter. I bless this night. I bless the good of today. I bless the help that has come. I bless the strength that remained. I bless the lessons that have brought wisdom. I bless the supply already given. I bless the greater supply now appearing under grace. Thankfulness prepares the way for more good. There is a difference between gratitude and resignation. Gratitude does not say, "This is all I may have." Gratitude says, "This good is proof that more good may appear." Gratitude does not make you small. It enlarges the cup. It says, "I have received, and therefore I know receiving." It says, "I have been supplied, and therefore supply is possible." It says, "I have been guided, and therefore guidance continues." It says, "I have seen doors open, and therefore the secret door may open now." Thankfulness prepares the way for more good. If you desire your life to change during these 30 days, begin by changing the atmosphere in which you sleep. Let the night no longer be filled with complaint. Let it be filled with thanksgiving. Let the last review of the day be not a trial, but a blessing. Do not ask the mind, "What failed today?" Ask, "What was given today?" Do not ask, "What is still missing?" Ask, "What good is already here, and what greater good is coming under grace?" Do not ask, "Why has nothing changed?" Ask, "Where has divine order already begun?" I see divine supply even before the full answer appears. This seeing is spiritual sight. It is the eye of faith. The ordinary eye may see only the small loaf. Spiritual sight sees divine substance behind the loaf. The ordinary eye may see only a little coin. Spiritual sight sees the law of circulation and increase. The ordinary eye may see only a small kindness. Spiritual sight sees divine love moving through human channels. The ordinary eye may see only a narrow opening. Spiritual sight sees the secret door. I see divine supply even before the full answer appears. Let us bless the small things, because the small things often carry the greater law. A seed is small, but it contains a tree. A word is small, but it may change a destiny. A coin is small, but it may represent supply in motion. A glass of water is simple, but it may be received as mercy. A bed is ordinary until it is blessed as a place of restoration. A night is dark until it is blessed as a field of divine order. What I bless is multiplied under grace. Blessing is not flattery. Blessing is recognition of divine life. When I bless a thing, I call forth its highest use under grace. When I bless money, I release it from fear and send it forth to return multiplied in perfect ways. When I bless work, I open it to perfect self-expression. When I bless a home, I call forth peace, order, beauty, and protection. When I bless a person, I free myself from resentment and let divine love adjust the relationship. When I bless the day, I gather its good and release its burden. What I bless is multiplied under grace. Tonight, bless what has seemed ordinary. The ordinary may be a hidden gate. Bless the quiet of the room. Bless the pillow. Bless the blanket. Bless the walls that have seen your fears and will now hear your faith. Bless the darkness that invites rest. Bless the silence that receives the word. Bless the body as it softens. Bless the mind as it loosens its hold. Bless the soul as it remembers that infinite spirit is the source. Gratitude opens the gate of change. If you go to sleep saying, "I have nothing," the gate narrows. If you go to sleep saying, I have already received good, and more good comes under grace, the gate opens. If you go to sleep saying, life is against me, the heart hardens. If you go to sleep saying, divine order is working in my life, the heart becomes receptive. If you go to sleep saying, I am forgotten, the soul feels alone. If you go to sleep saying, infinite spirit knows me and supplies me, the soul rests. I bless the good already given. Let this blessing include things you once overlooked. There may be good in the fact that a feared event did not happen. There may be good in the fact that a trouble was delayed long enough for wisdom to come. There may be good in the fact that a door closed before you entered the wrong room. There may be good in the fact that a person left and made space for peace. There may be good in the fact that the body asked for rest before it broke under strain. There may be good in the fact that an old plan failed because a divine plan was greater. I bless the good already given. Gratitude makes the mind less blind. It does not invent good falsely. It notices what fear ignored. Fear is a poor observer. It sees only threat. It looks at a table and sees what is absent, even when bread is upon it. It looks at a purse and sees what is not yet there, even when a coin is present. It looks at a day and sees only the hard hour, even when protection, help, and breath were given from morning to night. Gratitude restores sight. Thankfulness prepares the way for more good. This is why the night is so important. The night is the time when the mind may stop chasing and begin receiving. A grateful mind is a receptive mind. A thankful heart does not clutch. It opens. It does not accuse life. It blesses life. It does not sleep with a closed fist. It sleeps with open hands. And into open hands, divine supply may place the next good thing. I see divine supply even before the full answer appears. Perhaps you are waiting for a change in money. Begin with gratitude for what has already come through visible and invisible channels. Bless every coin that has passed through your hands. Bless the food money bought. Bless the shelter money helped provide. Bless the work that brought any amount. Bless the person who paid you. Bless the bill as an opportunity for divine supply to prove itself. Bless the channel, but do not worship the channel. Infinite Spirit is the source. I bless the money that has come. I bless the money that has gone. I bless every right channel of supply. I bless the greater supply now appearing. I bless divine substance expressing as money under grace. What I bless is multiplied under grace. Perhaps you are waiting for a change in work. Bless the work that has been, even if it is not your final expression. Bless the skills you have learned. Bless the strength you have used. Bless the hands, the mind, the voice, the courage, the endurance. Bless the people who have taught you, even through contrast. Bless the desire for perfect self-expression. Bless the new door before it opens. Bless the right place that is now seeking you under divine order. I bless my work under grace. I bless my perfect self-expression. I bless the right opportunity. I bless the right people. I bless the right compensation. I bless the perfect way opening now. Perhaps you are waiting for a change in love. Bless the love already given in any form. Bless the kindness of a friend. Bless the memory of care, without clinging to what is past. Bless the love that has moved through animals, children, neighbors, family, strangers, helpers, and the quiet presence of infinite spirit. Bless the love you have given. Bless the love you are ready to receive. Bless all relationships under divine love. I bless the love already given. I bless the love now appearing in right ways. I bless divine love adjusting all things. I bless my heart free from fear. I bless my relationships under grace. What I bless is multiplied under grace. Perhaps you are waiting for a change in the body. Bless the body for all it has done. Bless the feet that have carried you. Bless the hands that have served you. Bless the eyes, the breath, the heart, the quiet intelligence of life moving within. Do not curse the body before sleep. Do not speak to it as an enemy. Bless it. Speak peace to it. Speak divine order to it. Speak renewal to it under grace. I bless my body. I bless the life within me. I bless divine order in every part of me. I bless rest. I bless restoration. I bless peace. Gratitude opens the gate of change. Do you see now that gratitude is not a decoration placed upon life? It is not polite speech addressed to heaven. It is a change of consciousness. It is the turning of attention from absence as ruler to supply as law. It is the refusal to let the missing thing become God. It is the remembrance that infinite spirit has many ways and many channels, and that good is already moving. I bless the good already given. Now, before sleep, gather 3 blessings. Do it gently. Let them rise without strain. One may be very small. That is enough. One may be the bed. One may be breath. One may be the fact that this night has come and you may begin again. One may be a person. One may be a lesson. One may be a coin. One may be shelter. One may be the ability to speak a new word. I bless one good thing already given. I bless another good thing already given. I bless a third good thing already given. The gate opens. Thankfulness prepares the way for more good. As the gate opens, do not rush through it anxiously. Rest beside it. Let the soul understand that good is not far away. Good has already reached you in some form. Divine supply has already touched the life. If supply has appeared once, supply can appear again. If help has come once, help can come again. If peace has come for one moment, peace can come again. If a door has opened once, another door can open in divine order. I see divine supply even before the full answer appears. The first sign may be peace. Bless it. The first sign may be a better thought. Bless it. The first sign may be a small payment. Bless it. The first sign may be a useful idea. Bless it. The first sign may be a person's kindness. Bless it. The first sign may be rest. Bless it. The first sign may be courage. Bless it. The first sign may be silence where fear used to be. Bless it. What I bless is multiplied under grace. Never say, it is only a little. The word only has robbed many blessings of their power. Only a little money. Only a small kindness. Only one peaceful night. Only a small improvement. Only a little hope. Remove the word only. Bless the little, and it becomes a door. Bless the little, and it becomes a seed. Bless the little, and it becomes a sign that divine supply is not absent. What I bless is multiplied under grace. I bless the little, and it grows. I bless the beginning, and it opens. I bless the seed, and it takes root. I bless the sign, and it expands. I bless the good, and more good comes under grace. Gratitude opens the gate of change. For 30 nights, gratitude will help change the atmosphere of your sleep. Instead of lying down with a mind full of lack, you will lie down with a mind that has seen evidence of good. Instead of sleeping in accusation, you will sleep in blessing. Instead of carrying complaint into the unseen, you will carry thanksgiving. Instead of instructing tomorrow with fear, you will prepare tomorrow with gratitude and divine order. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Let gratitude be part of that change. For 30 nights, I bless the good already given. For 30 nights, thankfulness prepares the way. For 30 nights, I see divine supply. For 30 nights, what I bless is multiplied under grace. This is a holy practice because it changes the place from which you speak. A fearful person asks from emptiness. A grateful person receives from recognition. A fearful person says there is nothing. A grateful person says there is already good, and the greater good comes now. A fearful person sleeps in lack. A grateful person sleeps in supply consciousness. A fearful person sees the closed door as final. A grateful person blesses the secret door. I bless the good already given. Now let us bless the day without clinging to it. I bless this day and release it. I bless what was easy. I bless what was difficult under grace. I bless what I understood. I bless what I do not yet understand. I bless what came. I bless what went. I bless what opened. I bless what closed under divine protection. I bless the whole day and release it. Thankfulness prepares the way for more good. Tomorrow receives a thankful soul. Tomorrow receives a person who does not wake already starved for proof. Tomorrow receives one who has blessed the seed. Tomorrow receives one who recognizes supply before demanding more supply. Tomorrow receives one whose words are becoming a wand of blessing instead of a rod of fear. I see divine supply even before the full answer appears. This sight calms the heart. It says, I am not abandoned. It says the answer has begun. It says good is here in seed form. It says infinite spirit is working in perfect ways. It says the full answer may be on the road, and I bless the first messenger. I see divine supply even before the full answer appears. Let the first messenger be peace tonight. Let the first messenger be gratitude tonight. Let the first messenger be rest tonight. Let the first messenger be a quiet heart tonight. Let the first messenger be a new word tonight. Let the first messenger be the feeling that life can change under grace. What I bless is multiplied under grace. Now bless this very night. I bless this night. I bless this sleep. I bless this room. I bless this body. I bless this breath. I bless this word. I bless this 30-day change. I bless divine order moving now. I bless infinite spirit as my source. I bless the perfect ways opening. Gratitude opens the gate of change. The gate is not forced open by anxiety. It is opened by alignment with good. It is opened by recognition. It is opened by thanksgiving. It is opened by the words spoken under grace. It is opened when you stop staring at the lack, as though lack were Lord, and begin blessing the signs of supply already given. I bless the good already given, even if the good feels small, I bless it. Even if the answer is not complete, I bless the beginning. Even if the road is not visible, I bless the guidance. Even if the purse is not full, I bless the supply already present. Even if the heart is tired, I bless the life that remains. Even if the day was hard, I bless the grace that carried me. Thankfulness prepares the way for more good. Let this thankfulness soften the body. Let the hands unclench. Let the breath slow. Let the forehead smooth. Let the shoulders release the argument with life. You do not have to hold the whole future in your muscles. You do not have to earn tomorrow by tension. You may bless, speak, release, and sleep. I bless, I speak, I release, I sleep. I bless the good already given. I speak the word under grace. I release the how to infinite spirit. I sleep in divine order. I see divine supply, even before the full answer appears. The full answer is not required before peace is permitted. You may have peace before the letter arrives. You may have peace before the money appears. You may have peace before the door opens. You may have peace before the conversation is resolved. You may have peace because peace comes from divine order, not from visible arrangement alone. I see divine supply, even before the full answer appears. What I bless is multiplied under grace, so bless the peace, and it grows. Bless the supply, and it grows. Bless the guidance, and it grows. Bless the love, and it grows. Bless the courage, and it grows. Bless the opportunity, and it grows. Bless the beginning, and it grows. Bless the night, and it becomes a sanctuary. Gratitude opens the gate of change. Now let gratitude become more simple. Not many thoughts. Just one blessing at a time. Thank you for this breath. Thank you for this night. Thank you for the good already given. Thank you for divine supply. Thank you for divine order. Thank you for the perfect way. Thank you for the change under grace. Thank you that all is well. I bless the good already given. The good already given is a promise. It says good exists. It says supply exists. It says help exists. It says love exists. It says strength exists. It says guidance exists. It says divine order has not abandoned you. Bless the promise. Bless the evidence. Bless the seed. Thankfulness prepares the way for more good. For 30 nights, let this be remembered. Before sleep, do not present the mind with a list of lacks. Present it with a list of blessings. Let the night be instructed by gratitude. Let the unseen receive thanksgiving. Let tomorrow be blessed before it begins. I bless the good already given. I see divine supply even before the full answer appears. What I bless is multiplied under grace. My life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, softer. My life changes under grace in perfect ways. Now return to gratitude. I bless this night. I bless this beginning. I bless this path. I bless these 30 days. I bless the unseen work. I bless the visible signs. I bless the perfect way. I bless infinite spirit as the source. Gratitude opens the gate of change. The gate is open enough for tonight. Do not force it wider. Do not stand anxiously at the gate asking when the whole procession will arrive. Rest. The gate has been opened by thanksgiving. The word has been spoken. The seed has been planted. Divine supply is present. Divine order is moving. Infinite spirit knows the perfect way. I bless the good already given. Thankfulness prepares the way for more good. I see divine supply even before the full answer appears. What I bless is multiplied under grace. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace, in perfect ways. All is under grace. All is moving in perfect ways. All is well. One faithful sentence is enough. Let this be a comfort to the mind tonight. One faithful sentence is enough. You do not need to gather many words before sleep. You do not need to search through many thoughts. You do not need to keep the mind awake making a long prayer out of anxiety. The soul does not require noise in order to be changed. A single sentence, spoken under grace, believed enough to be welcomed, repeated softly enough to enter the heart, may change the atmosphere of the night. One faithful sentence is enough. Many people think that because their life seems complicated, the word must also be complicated. They believe that a large burden requires a large struggle, that many troubles require many phrases, that every fear must be answered one by one before peace may come. But divine law is often simple. A key is small, yet it opens a door. A seed is small, yet it contains a harvest. A word is small, yet it may become a wand in the hand of faith. My word is my wand. Say it gently. My word is my wand. The wand is not the number of words. The wand is the authority behind the word. The wand is the consciousness that speaks. The wand is the faith that refuses to serve appearances as master. One clear word spoken from the heart may do more than 1,000 words spoken in fear. Therefore tonight, let the mind become simple. Let the heart become quiet. Let the word become clean. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This is the sentence. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Do not rush it. Do not force it. Do not speak it as one begging life to be merciful. Speak it as one who has placed the whole life in divine order. Speak it as one who knows infinite spirit is not confused. Speak it as one who understands that the perfect way may be hidden from the human eye and still be perfectly known in the unseen. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This sentence carries the whole teaching. It carries time without pressure. It carries change without fear. It carries grace without struggle. It carries perfect ways without human planning. It carries the whole life into divine order. It allows the body to sleep while infinite intelligence works in ways the mind does not need to measure. I speak the word and release the way. Let this be the second comfort. I speak the word and release the way. Many speak the word and then immediately seize the way. They say, my life changes under grace, and then begin to decide how it must change, who must act, which door must open, what hour must bring the answer, what person must say the word, what channel must provide the supply. This is not release, this is fear wearing the garment of faith. The true spoken word under grace is followed by surrender. I speak the word and release the way. The way belongs to infinite spirit. The way belongs to divine intelligence. The way belongs to the law that knows how to bring the invisible into visible form. You do not need to watch every road. You do not need to instruct every person. You do not need to remain awake guarding the seed. Speak the word and release the way. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The night receives my command of faith. Say it softly. The night receives my command of faith. The night is not empty. The silence is not empty. The darkness is not empty. The unseen is not empty. The word spoken in faith does not fall into nothingness. It is received in the deep places of consciousness. It is carried beneath the surface. It enters the quiet field where thought becomes expectation, where expectation becomes atmosphere, where atmosphere becomes outer experience in divine order. The night receives my command of faith. This is why the sentence must be simple enough for sleep. A tired mind does not need a long instruction. A weary body does not need a complicated formula. The heart at night needs one sentence it can rest upon, one sentence it can return to if it wakes in the dark, one sentence it can carry across the threshold of sleep, one sentence that replaces the old story without argument. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, for 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, softer. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Let the sentence become familiar, not forced. Let it be like a quiet path you walk each evening. Let it be like a lamp placed beside the bed. Let it be like a letter sealed and sent ahead of you into tomorrow. Let it be like a key turned gently in the secret door. Let it be like a seed placed in good soil and covered with faith. One faithful sentence is enough. Do not say, I do not know enough. You know enough to speak the word. Do not say, I am not strong enough. The word under grace is stronger than human strain. Do not say, my thoughts wander. Return gently to the sentence. Do not say, I cannot feel it perfectly. Speak it with willingness. Do not say, I do not know how it will happen. The how is not the child's burden. Infinite intelligence knows the way. I speak the word and release the way. If the mind asks, how will my life change? Answer, under grace in perfect ways. If the mind asks, when will the change appear? Answer, in divine timing. If the mind asks, which door will open? Answer, the right door. If the mind asks, who will help? Answer, the appointed ones. If the mind asks, what if nothing happens? Answer, my word is my wand, and I speak under grace. My word is my wand. A wand must not be pointed at what is feared. Do not use your word to create more fear. Do not say before sleep, I am afraid. Say, I am under grace. Do not say, I am lost. Say, divine order guides me. Do not say, there is no answer. Say, infinite spirit knows the perfect answer. Do not say, my life cannot change. Say, for 30 nights my life changes under grace, in perfect ways. My word is my wand. The spoken word is not a decoration. It is a direction. It turns consciousness toward the good. It instructs the unseen in the language of faith. It withdraws authority from fear. It gives the heart a new resting place. It tells the body, you may sleep. It tells the mind, you need not solve everything tonight. It tells the soul, the perfect way is being opened. The night receives my command of faith. Do not be afraid of the word command. A command of faith is not violence. It is not human will struggling against life. It is a spiritual order spoken in agreement with divine law. It is not, my way must happen. It is, the perfect way opens. It is not, this person must obey me. It is, divine love adjusts all things. It is not, I must force my change. It is, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The night receives my command of faith. A fearful command creates tension. A faithful command creates peace. A fearful command grasps. A faithful command releases. A fearful command demands proof. A faithful command plants the seed and rests. Therefore, let the sentence tonight be faithful, not frantic. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The sentence includes every concern without naming it anxiously. If money is the concern, it is included. If health is the concern, it is included. If love is the concern, it is included. If work is the concern, it is included. If direction is the concern, it is included. If peace is the concern, it is included. The whole life is placed under grace in one sentence. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This is why one sentence is enough. It does not need to list every door. Divine order knows the doors. It does not need to name every need. Infinite Spirit knows the need before the mouth speaks. It does not need to explain every difficulty. Divine intelligence is not waiting for human explanation before it can act. The sentence is a key, and the key is placed in the hand of faith. One faithful sentence is enough. Now let the word become your nightly practice. When the lamp is low and the body is ready to rest, speak it. When the mind begins to count old worries, speak it. When the heart remembers something unfinished, speak it. When the body asks for release, speak it. When sleep is near, speak it again, more softly, until the sentence seems to speak itself. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Do not make the practice harsh. Do not demand perfect concentration. Do not turn the word into another burden. If the mind wanders, bring it back without anger. If sleep comes quickly, let sleep take the word. If you wake in the night, return to the sentence as one returns to a warm fire. If doubt appears, do not wrestle with it. Speak the word and release the way. I speak the word and release the way. This release is part of the power. A seed held tightly in the hand cannot grow. A letter never sent cannot receive a reply. A burden never cast cannot be lifted. Speak the sentence, then let it go into the unseen. Do not keep digging it up with questions. Do not ask every hour whether it is working. Do not disturb the soil. Let Infinite Spirit do the work that belongs to Infinite Spirit. I speak the word and release the way. Tonight, release the way money must come. Release the way the answer must arrive. Release the way healing must appear. Release the way love must be adjusted. Release the way work must change. Release the way the road must open. Release the way the old pattern must dissolve. Release all ways into the one perfect way known by divine intelligence. The perfect way opens. The perfect way opens under grace. The perfect way opens in divine order. The perfect way opens without strain. The perfect way opens in perfect time. The perfect way opens now in the unseen. My word is my wand. Use the wand gently tonight. Bless the night with it. Bless tomorrow with it. Bless the body with it. Bless the mind with it. Bless every circumstance with it. The wand does not complain. The wand blesses. The wand does not repeat bondage. The wand opens the secret door. The wand does not say there is no way. The wand says the perfect way is now opened under grace. My word is my wand. Let the word be clean. My life changes under grace. Let the word be simple. My life changes under grace. Let the word be faithful. My life changes under grace. Let the word be peaceful. My life changes under grace. Let the word be final. My life changes under grace. The night receives my command of faith. Perhaps the old habit is to lie down and speak inwardly of everything that seems wrong. Tonight, interrupt that habit with one sentence. Do not scold the mind for having learned fear. Teach it again. Do not condemn the heart for being tired. Give it rest. Do not despise the old pattern. Withdraw your word from it. A new pattern begins with a new instruction. For 30 nights my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again. For 30 nights my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, softer. For 30 nights my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The first night the sentence may feel like a visitor. The next nights it may feel like a companion. Then, with repetition, it may become a home. The soul learns to lie down in the sentence. The body learns that the word means release. The mind learns that the word means it may stop struggling. The heart learns that the word means divine order is present. One faithful sentence is enough. The sentence is faithful because it does not agree with appearances as final. It is faithful because it does not deny grace. It is faithful because it does not limit infinite spirit to one visible path. It is faithful because it speaks change without violence. It is faithful because it ends with perfect ways. It is faithful because it allows the entire life to be governed by a higher law. For 30 nights my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Now let the words slow. For 30 nights my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, for 30 nights my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, softer. For 30 nights my life changes under grace in perfect ways. I speak the word and release the way. The way is released from fear. The way is released from pressure. The way is released from my limited planning. The way is released from old expectation. The way is released into infinite spirit. The way is released into divine order. The way is released under grace. The perfect way opens. The night receives my command of faith. Now imagine the word entering the night like a letter placed into the hands of a trusted messenger. You do not run behind the messenger. You do not tear open the letter after sealing it. You send it with confidence. The spoken word is sent into the unseen. Divine intelligence receives it. Divine order carries it. Perfect ways respond. The night receives my command of faith. Now imagine the word as a seed placed in a field. You do not keep your hand closed around it. You open the hand. You place it in the soil. You cover it with trust. You leave it to the hidden processes of life. Tonight, the sentence is planted. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace, in perfect ways. Now imagine the word as a key. It is small, it is quiet, yet it turns in the lock of the secret door. You do not need 100 keys. One right key is enough. One faithful sentence is enough. The key is placed in the lock each night. Each night, the door yields more to divine order. My word is my wand. My word is my seed. My word is my key. My word is my messenger. My word is my lamp. My word is spoken under grace. I speak the word and release the way. There is peace in not needing many sentences. There is peace in not gathering every fear and answering it separately. There is peace in not keeping the mind awake to manage divine intelligence. There is peace in the one sentence that gathers all into grace. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. It gathers the body. It gathers the mind. It gathers the heart. It gathers the home. It gathers the work. It gathers the money. It gathers the relationships. It gathers the future. It gathers the unknown. It gathers all under grace. One faithful sentence is enough. If tonight you remember nothing else, remember this one sentence. Let it be the last word of the night. Let it be the word that meets you if you wake. Let it be the word that replaces worry. Let it be the word that blesses tomorrow before it begins. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, for 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, softer. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Now let it become even simpler. My life changes under grace. Again. My life changes under grace. Again, softer. My life changes under grace. And now, my word is my wand. I speak the word and release the way. The night receives my command of faith. All is under grace. All is moving in perfect ways. All is well. I no longer rehearse lack before sleep. Let this sentence enter the mind like a hand, gently closing an old book. I no longer rehearse lack before sleep. Many do not know that they rehearse their lives before they live them. In the quiet hours, when the room grows still and the body is ready for rest, the mind often begins its old performance. It speaks the lines it has spoken for years. It says, I cannot. It says, I am tired. It says, nothing changes. It says, I am behind. It says, there is no way. And then, having rehearsed limitation in the sacred hour before sleep, it wakes and wonders why the same drama appears upon the stage of life. But tonight, the rehearsal changes. I rehearse divine order. Say it softly. I rehearse divine order. I no longer rehearse the old story. I no longer rehearse the scene of lack. I no longer rehearse failure before it comes. I no longer rehearse disappointment as though it were my destiny. I no longer rehearse fear as though fear were wisdom. Tonight, the mind is taught another part. Tonight, the soul is given another script. Tonight, the words are changed before sleep. I rehearse divine order. If the mind says I cannot, I withdraw that sentence. If the mind says, I am tired of life, I withdraw that sentence. If the mind says nothing changes, I withdraw that sentence. If the mind says I am behind, I withdraw that sentence. If the mind says there is no way, I withdraw that sentence. These are not harmless phrases. They are rehearsals. They are instructions. They are seeds. They prepare a harvest after their kind. The old sentences are withdrawn. Let this be spoken with calm authority. The old sentences are withdrawn. The sentence, I cannot, is withdrawn. The sentence, nothing changes, is withdrawn. The sentence, there is no way, is withdrawn. The sentence, I am always struggling, is withdrawn. The sentence, I am not supplied, is withdrawn. The sentence, I am forgotten, is withdrawn. The sentence, it is too late, is withdrawn. The sentence, this is my lot, is withdrawn. The old sentences are withdrawn. My word is my wand, and I will not use my wand against myself. This is one of the great secrets of life. The world you meet is often the answer to the words you have accepted within. Not always the words you have spoken loudly before another, but the words whispered in the heart, repeated in the mind, carried into sleep, believed in the silence. A person may speak faith for a moment and then spend the night rehearsing defeat. The deeper rehearsal often becomes the stronger command. I do not prepare tomorrow with fear. Say it gently. I do not prepare tomorrow with fear. Fear is a poor architect. It builds narrow rooms. It draws small plans. It imagines closed doors, empty purses, silent tables, delayed letters, and tired hearts. Fear prepares tomorrow, as though tomorrow must resemble every old difficulty. But fear does not know divine order. Fear does not know the secret door. Fear does not know infinite spirit as the source. Fear does not know perfect ways. I do not prepare tomorrow with fear. The night before sleep is a time of preparation. You may prepare tomorrow with complaint, or you may prepare it with blessing. You may prepare it with old fear, or you may prepare it with divine order. You may prepare it with I cannot, or you may prepare it with infinite spirit knows the way. You may prepare it with nothing changes, or you may prepare it with for 30 nights. My life changes under grace in perfect ways. My inner rehearsal becomes my outer experience. Let that sentence be understood in peace, not in fear. My inner rehearsal becomes my outer experience. Do not be frightened by this law. Be awakened by it. If you have rehearsed lack before, you may rehearse supply now. If you have rehearsed delay before, you may rehearse divine timing now. If you have rehearsed conflict before, you may rehearse divine love now. If you have rehearsed weakness before, you may rehearse life renewed under grace. If you have rehearsed closed doors before, you may rehearse the secret door opening in perfect ways. My inner rehearsal becomes my outer experience. The mind is like a little theater, and before sleep it often rehearses the play that tomorrow will attempt to perform. If the actors are fear, resentment, lack, and failure, the rehearsal is heavy, but you may dismiss those actors. You may bring in new ones. Divine order may take the stage. Faith may speak. Gratitude may stand beside the heart. Supply may enter quietly. Peace may sit at the table. Right action may wait at the door. Guidance may hold the lamp. I rehearse divine order. Let the mind rehearse this instead. The perfect way opens. Let it rehearse. Divine supply is present. Let it rehearse, I am guided under grace. Let it rehearse, my life changes in perfect ways. Let it rehearse, all is well. I rehearse divine order. If you rehearse lack before sleep, you teach the soul to expect lack. If you rehearse divine order before sleep, you teach the soul to expect order. If you rehearse fear before sleep, you teach the body to brace for tomorrow. If you rehearse grace before sleep, you teach the body to rest. If you rehearse disappointment before sleep, you teach the eyes to look for disappointment. If you rehearse blessing before sleep, you train the eyes to recognize good. I no longer rehearse lack before sleep. This does not mean that a real need is ignored. It means the need is not given the throne. A bill may be present, but lack need not be rehearsed. A question may be present, but fear need not be rehearsed. A delay may be present, but defeat need not be rehearsed. An uncertainty may be present, but confusion need not be rehearsed. Place the matter under grace and rehearse the divine answer, not the human anxiety. The old sentences are withdrawn. Let us withdraw them one by one. I cannot pay is withdrawn. Money never stays is withdrawn. I am always behind is withdrawn. I never have enough is withdrawn. My work cannot improve is withdrawn. No one helps me is withdrawn. My life is too difficult is withdrawn. The door is closed is withdrawn. My good is delayed is withdrawn. The old sentences are withdrawn. Now speak the new word. Divine supply is present. Money comes under grace in perfect ways. The right channels open. My work is blessed. My hands are guided. The right help appears. The secret door opens. My good comes by divine right. All is under grace. I do not prepare tomorrow with fear. When tomorrow is prepared with fear, the heart wakes as though already defeated. The first breath is heavy, the first thought is old, the mind opens the same ledger, repeats the same numbers, hears the same inward complaint, but tomorrow may be prepared differently. Let tomorrow be prepared with divine order. Let the first feeling of morning be invited now. Tomorrow I wake in faith. Tomorrow I wake in peace. Tomorrow I wake guided. Tomorrow I wake supplied. Tomorrow I wake under grace. Tomorrow I wake with divine order already before me. For 30 nights my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This is the rehearsal of the new life. For 30 nights my life changes under grace in perfect ways. A rehearsal is repeated until it becomes natural. If lack has felt natural, it is because lack has been rehearsed. If worry has felt natural, it is because worry has been rehearsed. If fear has spoken quickly, it is because fear has practiced its lines. But divine order can become natural. Grace can become natural. Gratitude can become natural. Expectancy of good can become natural. The word of faith can become the familiar speech of the soul. My soul learns a new language under grace. The old language says, "What if trouble comes?" The new language says, "Divine order meets me." The old language says, "I have no way." The new language says, "The perfect way opens." The old language says, "This always happens." The new language says, "The old pattern is dissolved under grace." The old language says, "I am alone." The new language says, "Infinite Spirit goes before me." The old language says, "Nothing changes." The new language says, "My life changes under grace in perfect ways. I rehearse divine order." Let the rehearsal become simple. Before sleep, do not let the mind perform the whole drama of lack. Do not let it set the table with old fear. Do not let it invite yesterday's disappointments and tomorrow's imagined troubles. Close the theater of fear. Open the sanctuary of divine order. Speak one sentence. Let it be enough. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again softer. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The mind may say, "But what about this problem?" Answer, "It is under grace." The mind may say, "But what about that person?" Answer, "Divine love adjusts all things." The mind may say, "But what about money?" Answer, "Divine supply is present." The mind may say, "But what about tomorrow?" Answer, "Tomorrow is blessed before it begins." The mind may say, "But what about the way?" Answer, "Infinite Spirit knows the way." I do not prepare tomorrow with fear. Fear does not make the way safer. Fear does not make the purse fuller. Fear does not make the body stronger. Fear does not make love kinder. Fear does not make work clearer. Fear does not make the mind wiser. Fear simply rehearses the absence of the thing desired. Therefore it is withdrawn from the night. Fear is withdrawn from my sleep. Lack is withdrawn from my sleep. Complaint is withdrawn from my sleep. Old expectation is withdrawn from my sleep. Defeat is withdrawn from my sleep. The sentence "nothing changes" is withdrawn from my sleep. The old rehearsal is withdrawn from my sleep. I rehearse divine order. Now rehearse calmly the life under grace. I see myself waking in peace. I see myself speaking with wisdom. I see myself receiving right guidance. I see myself blessing money. I see myself opening the right door. I see myself meeting the right people. I see myself taking the right action. I see myself resting in divine order. This is not strain. This is not anxious imagining. This is a gentle rehearsal of truth under grace. The mind is shown another picture. The heart is given another feeling. The soul is offered another expectation. My inner rehearsal becomes my outer experience. The inner rehearsal may be very quiet. It may be only a phrase, a feeling, a small picture, a sense of peace. Do not despise quietness. The hidden rehearsal is powerful. Many of the strongest commands are spoken not with loudness, but with certainty. Before sleep, the mind does not need a trumpet, it needs a faithful word. My word is my wand. With this wand, I no longer trace the shape of lack. With this wand, I no longer draw the old pattern. With this wand, I no longer mark tomorrow with fear. With this wand, I bless the path. With this wand, I open the perfect way. With this wand, I call forth divine order. With this wand, I speak change under grace. I no longer rehearse lack before sleep. There are people who rehearse poverty while longing for prosperity. They lie down and think of what is missing, what cannot be bought, what cannot be paid, what may be lost, what may never come. They count the empty places until the soul is persuaded that emptiness is law. But poverty is not to be rehearsed by the child of infinite spirit. Supply is to be recognized, blessed, and called forth. I rehearse divine supply. Divine supply is present. Divine supply appears in perfect ways. Divine supply comes through right channels. Divine supply is not limited by appearances. Divine supply is under grace. Divine supply meets every need in divine order. What belongs to me by divine right cannot be lost or withheld. There are people who rehearse failure while longing for success. They lie down and remember where they stumbled. They see the old mistake. They hear the old criticism. They prepare tomorrow with the feeling of being unworthy. But failure is not to be rehearsed. Perfect self-expression is to be rehearsed under grace. I rehearse perfect self-expression. The right work is revealed. The right ability is called forth. The right opportunity appears. The right words are spoken. The right people recognize my good. The divine design of my life now comes forth. There are people who rehearse loneliness while longing for love. They lie down and repeat who left, who did not understand, who did not answer, who failed to give what was desired. They prepare the heart to expect absence. But loneliness is not to be rehearsed as law. Divine love is to be rehearsed. I rehearse divine love. Divine love fills my heart. Divine love adjusts all things. Divine love brings right companionship. Divine love removes resentment. Divine love opens the right door. Divine love blesses all concerned. There are people who rehearse sickness while longing for health. They lie down and listen to fear in the body, naming every sensation with alarm, preparing the body to live under threat. But fear of the body is not to be rehearsed before sleep. Life, peace, and divine order are to be spoken. I rehearse life. I bless my body. Divine order is established in me. Life renews me under grace. Every part of me receives peace. I rest in divine health. I sleep in the healing presence of infinite spirit. The old sentences are withdrawn. The mind does not need to be cruelly controlled. It needs to be lovingly redirected. If a child walks toward a dark road, you do not curse the child. You take the hand and turn the child toward the light. So with the mind. When it walks toward lack, take it gently by the hand and lead it to divine order. When it walks toward fear, lead it to grace. When it walks toward old memory, lead it to release. When it walks toward complaint, lead it to gratitude. I rehearse divine order. This phrase is now the path. I rehearse divine order, not because all appearances have changed tonight, but because divine order is the cause of the change. Not because every question has been answered, but because infinite intelligence knows the answer. Not because every door is visible, but because the secret door opens under grace. Not because the old story was never lived, but because the old story is not final. I do not prepare tomorrow with fear. Tomorrow is too precious to be handed to fear before it arrives. Do not send fear ahead as a messenger. Send divine order. Do not write tomorrow a letter of complaint. Write a letter of blessing. Do not place tomorrow under the shadow of yesterday. Place it under grace. Tomorrow divine order meets me. Tomorrow the right way opens. Tomorrow my words are guided. Tomorrow my steps are ordered. Tomorrow my supply appears. Tomorrow my heart is calm. Tomorrow my life changes under grace in perfect ways. My inner rehearsal becomes my outer experience. Let the inner rehearsal now be peace. Let the inner rehearsal now be gratitude. Let the inner rehearsal now be supply. Let the inner rehearsal now be guidance. Let the inner rehearsal now be right action. Let the inner rehearsal now be divine order. Let the inner rehearsal now be change under grace. What is rehearsed within becomes easier to recognize without. If you rehearse gratitude, you notice blessing. If you rehearse supply, you notice channels. If you rehearse guidance, you hear the right thought. If you rehearse divine order, you stop worshipping confusion. If you rehearse peace, you no longer run so quickly after fear. I no longer rehearse lack before sleep. Let lack be dismissed from the stage. Lack has no speaking part tonight. Fear has no speaking part tonight. Complaint has no speaking part tonight. Old failure has no speaking part tonight. Resentment has no speaking part tonight. The old story has no speaking part tonight. Divine order speaks tonight. Grace speaks tonight. Faith speaks tonight. Gratitude speaks tonight. Supply speaks tonight. Peace speaks tonight. I rehearse divine order. Now rehearse the simplest truth. All is under grace. Again, all is under grace. Again, softer. All is under grace. Rehearse another. The perfect way opens. Again, the perfect way opens. Again, softer. The perfect way opens. Rehearse another. My life changes under grace. Again, my life changes under grace. Again, softer. My life changes under grace. The old sentences are withdrawn. Let us withdraw one more layer. I am too late is withdrawn. There is no help is withdrawn. This will never change is withdrawn. I must struggle forever is withdrawn. Good things pass me by is withdrawn. I am not chosen is withdrawn. I am not worthy is withdrawn. I cannot receive is withdrawn. The old sentences are withdrawn. Now the new sentences come. Divine timing is perfect. Infinite Spirit is my help. This changes under grace. The perfect way opens without strain. My good comes by divine right. I am divinely selected for my perfect good. I am worthy to receive what infinite spirit gives. I receive under grace in perfect ways. I do not prepare tomorrow with fear. The mind may be accustomed to fear, but it can become accustomed to faith. The same mind that has rehearsed lack can rehearse supply. The same imagination that has pictured trouble can picture divine order. The same inner voice that has repeated defeat can repeat grace. The same night that once carried worry can now carry the word. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This is the new rehearsal. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The body hears it, the mind hears it, the heart hears it, the soul hears it. The unseen receives it, tomorrow receives it. Divine order moves with it. My inner rehearsal becomes my outer experience. Now let the rehearsal become less like speech and more like atmosphere. You do not need to think much. You do not need to explain. Simply rest in the feeling that divine order is present. Rest in the feeling that the perfect way exists. Rest in the feeling that your life is not trapped in the old sentence. Rest in the feeling that change has begun under grace. I rehearse divine order in my thoughts, divine order in my words, divine order in my sleep, divine order in my waking, divine order in my work, divine order in my money, divine order in my relationships, divine order in my body, divine order in my path, divine order in my life. I no longer rehearse lack before sleep. The old rehearsal is over for tonight. The old play is closed. The old actors are dismissed. The old lines are withdrawn. The new word is spoken. The new atmosphere is accepted. The night receives a better command. The old sentences are withdrawn. I do not prepare tomorrow with fear. My inner rehearsal becomes my outer experience. I rehearse divine order. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, for 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, softer. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Now shorter. My life changes under grace. Again, my life changes under grace. Again, softer. My life changes under grace. Now only this. Divine order, under grace, perfect ways. All is well. The mind is no longer rehearsing lack. The mind is rehearsing divine order. The night is no longer prepared by fear. The night is prepared by faith. Tomorrow is no longer sent the old story. Tomorrow receives the word under grace. All is under grace. All is moving in perfect ways. All is well. Divine order changes what pressure cannot change. Let this sentence be a resting place for the mind tonight. Divine order changes what pressure cannot change. There are times when the human mind tries to change life by pressure. It presses upon the problem. It presses upon the person. It presses upon the hour. It presses upon the door. It presses upon the future. It says, I must make this happen. I must know how. I must force the way. I must carry the burden until the answer appears. And all the while, the pressure strengthens the very fear it wished to remove. But divine order works in another way. Divine order changes what pressure cannot change. Pressure says, push harder. Divine order says, speak the word and listen. Pressure says, you are alone with this burden. Divine order says, cast the burden upon infinite spirit. Pressure says, there is only one way. Divine order says, there are perfect ways unknown to the human mind. Pressure says, you must solve it tonight. Divine order says, rest, and the right action will be shown. I do not force my life. I place it under grace. Say it softly. I do not force my life. I place it under grace. This does not mean that I do nothing. It means that I cease from anxious forcing. It means I no longer use fear as my master. It means I do not try to break open a door that divine order has not appointed. It means I do not cling to one channel when infinite spirit has 1,000. It means I do not exhaust the body and trouble the mind trying to do the work of divine intelligence. I do not force my life. I place it under grace. The human will often hammers at the wrong door. It believes that if it makes enough noise, the answer must come. But I have seen the secret door open quietly when the soul has stopped beating upon the wall. I have seen the right person appear after the wrong person was released. I have seen the right idea come after the mind grew still. I have seen supply appear through a channel no one had named. I have seen difficulties dissolve not by strain, but by divine order. The perfect way opens without strain. Let that bring peace. The perfect way opens without strain. The perfect way does not require panic. The perfect way does not require sleepless fear. The perfect way does not require you to rehearse every possible misfortune before dawn. The perfect way opens under grace, in divine timing, through divine intelligence, and often with a simplicity that surprises the mind. The perfect way opens without strain. When you are straining, you often cannot hear guidance. When you are pressing, you often cannot see the open door beside you. When you are frightened, You mistake urgency for wisdom. When you are desperate, you may run toward what is not divinely appointed. Therefore tonight, the pressure is released. The life is placed under grace. The ear becomes quiet enough to hear. The heart becomes calm enough to receive. The right action is shown. Say it gently. The right action is shown. You do not need every action tonight. You need the right action at the right time. You do not need to see the whole road tonight. You need the next step when the next step is appointed. You do not need to gather the strength for 30 days in one night. You need only speak the word, release the way, and sleep under grace. The right action is shown. Many people confuse right action with frantic action. They rush because they are afraid. They speak because silence frightens them. They decide because waiting feels dangerous. They move because stillness seems weak. But there is an action that rises from divine order, and it does not have the same atmosphere as panic. The right action may be firm, but it is not frantic. It may be courageous, but it is not wild. It may be immediate, but it is not born of terror. It comes with a quiet authority. The right action is shown. Divine intelligence knows what must be changed. Let this sentence release the burden from the shoulders. Divine intelligence knows what must be changed. You may not know the true order of change. You may believe money must change first, when peace must change first. You may believe a person must change first, when your own word must change first. You may believe an outer door must open first, when an inner fear must be released first. You may believe you must do more, when you must first stop speaking against your own good. Divine intelligence knows the sequence. Divine intelligence knows what must be changed. It knows what must be healed. It knows what must be removed. It knows what must be restored. It knows what must be opened. It knows what must be released. It knows what must be brought to light. It knows which door belongs to you, and which door is only a distraction. It knows the difference between delay and protection. It knows the difference between desire and fear. It knows the divine pattern. I do not force my life. I place it under grace. Tonight, place the whole life under grace. The mind under grace, the body under grace, the home under grace, the money under grace, the work under grace, the relationships under grace, the future under grace, the unanswered questions under grace, the unknown road under grace, the tired heart under grace. I do not force my life. I place it under grace. There is great peace in giving up the false position of being the only power. You are not asked to hold the universe together. You are not asked to arrange every meeting. You are not asked to keep every door open by force. You are not asked to foresee every event. You are asked to speak the word, listen for guidance, obey the right action when it is shown, and rest in infinite spirit as the source. Divine order changes what pressure cannot change. Pressure often says, you must know now. Divine order says, you will know at the appointed time. Pressure says, you must choose from fear. Divine order says, the right choice comes in peace. Pressure says, this must happen through this one person. Divine order says, infinite spirit is not limited to one channel. Pressure says, if you stop worrying, you will lose control. Divine order says, when you stop worrying, the perfect way can appear. The perfect way opens without strain. Imagine a gate that opens inward. The more you push from the outside, the more you hold it closed. But when you step back, the gate swings open easily. Many doors in life are like this. Human pressure holds them shut. Faith steps back and lets divine order open them from within. The perfect way opens without strain. Imagine a letter sealed and placed upon the table. If you keep breaking the seal to add another anxious sentence, the letter is never sent. But when the word is finished, the letter is entrusted to the messenger. So with the spoken word. If you keep reopening the matter with fear, you delay your peace. Speak the word and release the way. I speak the word and release the way. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace, in perfect ways. This sentence does not need pressure added to it. It does not become more powerful because the body is tense. It does not become more powerful because the mind stays awake in fear. It does not become more powerful because you ask every moment, is it working? It becomes powerful because it is spoken with faith and released into divine order. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, for 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, softer. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Divine order changes what pressure cannot change. Think of the areas where you have been pressing. Perhaps you have pressed upon money, fearing every coin that leaves and watching every coin that comes. Place money under grace. Perhaps you have pressed upon love, trying to make another person be the channel of your peace. Place love under grace. Perhaps you have pressed upon work, fearing that the right door will not appear. Place work under grace. Perhaps you have pressed upon the body, listening anxiously to every sign. Place the body under grace. I do not force my money. I place it under grace. I do not force my love. I place it under grace. I do not force my work. I place it under grace. I do not force my body. I place it under grace. I do not force my future. I place it under grace. Divine intelligence knows what must be changed. If money must come through a new channel, divine intelligence knows the channel. If work must be rearranged, divine intelligence knows the arrangement. If a relationship must be healed or released, divine love knows the way. If the body needs rest, order, or renewal, divine life knows the way. If a decision must be made, divine wisdom knows the hour. If a door must open, divine order knows the key. The right action is shown. You are not abandoned to confusion. The right action is shown. It may come as a calm thought. It may come as a simple impulse. It may come as a sentence spoken by another. It may come as a letter, a meeting, a delay, a sudden remembrance, a book opened at the right place, a task that has long waited, or the quiet knowledge that the time has come. Do not demand that guidance arrive with noise. Divine intelligence often speaks in stillness. The right action is shown. Tonight, you are not required to take every action. Tonight, you are required to release pressure. Sleep is not the hour for forcing the road. Sleep is the hour for placing the road under grace. Sleep is the hour for letting the mind stop striking the same closed door. Sleep is the hour for saying, the perfect way opens without strain. The perfect way opens without strain. Let strain leave the jaw. Let strain leave the shoulders. Let strain leave the hands. Let strain leave the stomach. Let strain leave the breath. Let strain leave the thoughts. Let strain leave the heart. The perfect way opens without strain. Divine order changes what pressure cannot change. There are changes that pressure cannot produce because pressure comes from the old state. If you press from fear, you often create more fear. If you press from lack, you often see more lack. If you press from resentment, you often bind yourself to the very thing you oppose. But divine order lifts the matter into another law. It says, this is not to be solved by fear. This is to be placed under grace. I do not force my life. I place it under grace. This is not weakness. This is spiritual authority. The frightened person forces because he believes he is separate from the source. The faithful person places all under grace because he knows infinite spirit is the source. The frightened person clutches the channel. The faithful person blesses the channel and trusts the source. The frightened person hurries because he fears delay. The faithful person acts when the right action is shown. The right action is shown. Let the right action be shown in perfect ways. The right word is shown. The right silence is shown. The right step is shown. The right waiting is shown. The right movement is shown. The right release is shown. The right acceptance is shown. The right door is shown. The right action is shown. You may ask before sleep, Infinite Spirit, show me the right action under grace. Then rest. Do not ask and continue arguing with the silence. Ask, bless, and sleep. The answer may come in the morning. It may come as peace first. It may come as the removal of a false urgency. It may come as a simple instruction. It may come through the unfolding of the day. Trust divine timing. Divine intelligence knows what must be changed. Sometimes the thing that must be changed is not the thing you are attacking. You may attack circumstances, but the word must be changed. You may attack a person, but the expectation must be changed. You may attack the door, but the path must be changed. You may attack delay, but the attachment to one channel must be changed. You may attack the outer world, but the inner command must be changed. Divine intelligence knows what must be changed. Therefore, do not go to sleep fighting shadows. Place the cause under grace. Place the seen and the unseen under grace. Place the known and the unknown under grace. Place the outer condition and the inner state under grace. Let Infinite Spirit correct what you cannot see and arrange what you cannot arrange. Divine order changes what pressure cannot change. Now let us speak to pressure itself. Pressure, you are released. Anxious forcing is released. Human strain is released. The need to control every channel is released. The need to know every detail is released. The need to force every door is released. The need to solve everything tonight is released. All is placed under grace. I do not force my life. I place it under grace. Now let us speak to divine order. Divine order, arrange what I cannot arrange. Divine order, open what is mine to enter. Divine order, close what is not mine by divine right. Divine order, bring the right people. Divine order, bring the right ideas. Divine order, bring the right timing. Divine order, bring the right action. Divine order, change my life in perfect ways. The perfect way opens without strain. The mind may say, but I must do something. Yes, when the right action is shown, do it, but do not confuse worry with obedience. Do not confuse panic with action. Do not confuse sleeplessness with preparation. Do not confuse control with faith. The right action may be very simple, and because it is right, it carries power. One right word spoken under grace may accomplish what 100 fearful speeches could not. One right step taken in divine order may accomplish what months of pressure could not. The right action is shown. When the right action comes, you will not need to torture yourself to recognize it. It may come with quiet certainty. It may come with relief. It may come with a sense of order. It may come with an inward yes. It may come as something small but unmistakable. Bless it. Follow it. But tonight, if the right action is sleep, then sleep. If the right action is release, release. If the right action is to stop rehearsing fear, then stop and speak the word. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This is the nightly action. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This is the seed action. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This is the inner action that prepares the outer action. Divine intelligence knows what must be changed. Let that release the need to examine every part of life tonight. You do not need to open every drawer of memory. You do not need to name every fear. You do not need to solve every account. You do not need to correct every person in thought. You do not need to prepare speeches that may never be spoken. Divine intelligence knows what must be changed. Divine intelligence knows. Divine order knows. Infinite spirit knows. The perfect way knows. Grace knows. I do not force my life. I place it under grace. The old way may have been to push until tired, worry until empty, plan until confused, and then sleep in the feeling of defeat. The new way is to bless, speak, release, and sleep. Bless the life as it is being changed. Speak the word, release the way, sleep under grace. I bless, I speak, I release. I sleep. I bless the good already given. I speak the word under grace. I release the way to infinite spirit. I sleep in divine order. The perfect way opens without strain. Let the phrase without strain become medicine to the nervous mind. Without strain, the right door opens without strain. The right idea comes without strain. The right meeting appears without strain. The right supply arrives without strain. The right change unfolds without strain. The perfect way opens without strain. This does not mean without action. It means without fear as the driver. It means without the burden of believing all power comes from the human mind. It means without forcing the wrong road because the right one is not yet seen. It means action under guidance, speech under grace, movement under divine order. The right action is shown. If tomorrow calls for action, divine order will show it. If tomorrow calls for patience, divine order will show it. If tomorrow calls for courage, divine order will give it. If tomorrow calls for silence, divine order will establish it. If tomorrow calls for a word, divine order will put it in the mouth. If tomorrow calls for a release, divine order will make the release possible. Divine intelligence knows what must be changed. Now, bring before the mind one thing you have tried to force. Do not struggle with it. Do not explain it. Place it under grace. This is under grace. The perfect way opens. Divine intelligence knows what must be changed. The right action is shown. I release pressure now. Again, place another burden under grace. This is under grace. The perfect way opens. Divine intelligence knows what must be changed. The right action is shown. I release pressure now. And one more. This is under grace. The perfect way opens. Divine intelligence knows what must be changed. The right action is shown. I release pressure now. Divine order changes what pressure cannot change. Many have tried to change by condemning themselves. They say, I must be better, I must be stronger, I must be different by force. But condemnation is not transformation. It is only another form of pressure. Bless yourself under grace. Speak the word of renewal. Let divine order change the inner state. A person changes more deeply by being called into divine pattern than by being beaten with fear. I am renewed under grace. I am guided under grace. I am changed under grace. I am lifted under grace. I am placed in divine order. The perfect way opens without strain. Many have tried to change others by pressure. They worry over them, argue inwardly with them, imagine them speaking differently, acting differently, becoming what fear demands, but pressure binds. Divine love adjusts all things. Place every person under divine love and release the way. This person is under grace. This relationship is under grace. Divine love adjusts all things. The right words are spoken. The right peace is established. The perfect way opens without strain. Many have tried to change money by pressure. They stare at what is missing, clutch what remains, fear what must be paid, and speak of lack until supply cannot be recognized. Place money under grace. Bless it. Speak divine supply. Take the right action when shown. Release the way. Money is under grace. My supply is under grace. Divine supply appears in perfect ways. The right channels open. The right action is shown. The perfect way opens without strain. Many have tried to change their future by pressure. They imagine 20 roads at once, fear each one, and exhaust themselves before any road appears. Place the future under grace. Divine order is already there. My future is under grace. Divine order goes before me. The right doors are prepared before I arrive. The perfect way opens. I sleep in peace. Divine intelligence knows what must be changed. Let this knowledge enter the body. The shoulders need not decide what must be changed. The jaw need not hold the future. The hands need not grip the invisible. The breath need not run ahead of tomorrow. The mind need not sit like a judge through the night. Divine intelligence knows what must be changed. The body may rest. The mind may rest. The heart may rest. The hands may open. The breath may slow. The future may be released. The perfect way opens without strain. Now let the word become simpler. Divine order changes this. Again, divine order changes this. Again, softer. Divine order changes this. Now, this is under grace. Again, this is under grace. Again, softer. This is under grace. Now, the perfect way opens. Again, the perfect way opens. Again, softer. The perfect way opens. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This is not a pressure. It is a promise spoken into divine law. It is not a human demand against the universe. It is a placement of the life under grace. It is not control. It is cooperation with infinite spirit. It is not tension. It is trust. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The change is not forced. The change is ordered. The change is not strained. The change is under grace. The change is not confused. The change is guided. The change is not late. The change is in divine timing. The change is not harsh. The change is in perfect ways. Divine order changes what pressure cannot change. Let this be the final release of this portion of the night. I do not force my life. I place it under grace. The right action is shown. The perfect way opens without strain. Divine intelligence knows what must be changed. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. All is under grace. All is moving in perfect ways. All is well. I do not ask how the 30 days will work. Let this sentence quiet the mind tonight. I do not ask how the 30 days will work. The human mind is always tempted to ask how. How will the change come? How will the door open? How will the money arrive? How will the body be restored? How will the right person appear? How will the old pattern be dissolved? How will 30 nights of one faithful word become 30 days of visible change? And while the mind asks how, again and again, it often forgets to do the one thing that belongs to it, to speak the word and trust the way. I do not ask how the 30 days will work. The how belongs to infinite intelligence. Say it softly. The how belongs to infinite intelligence. This is a great release. The how does not belong to anxiety. The how does not belong to fear. The how does not belong to the tired mind at midnight. The how does not belong to the old story. The how does not belong to human pressure. The how belongs to infinite intelligence, which knows the unseen road before the first step is taken. The how belongs to infinite intelligence. You may not know whether the change will begin with a conversation, a decision, a rest, a letter, a payment, a new idea, a delay, a closed door, an open door, a quiet correction of thought, a word spoken at the right time, or a person appointed by divine order. You do not need to know. The mind often wants the whole map before it is willing to trust the first step. But divine order often gives one step, one lamp, one word, one instruction, one appointed moment. I speak the word and trust the way. Let this be the practice. I speak the word and trust the way. I do not speak the word and then seize the way with both hands. I do not speak the word and then demand that life obey my anxious plan. I do not speak the word and then watch the door all night in fear. I do not speak the word and then say, but it must happen through this one channel, in this one manner, at this one hour. No, I speak the word and trust the way. For 30 nights my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This is the word. For 30 nights my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The way is released. The way is trusted. The way is known to infinite intelligence. Change unfolds in divine order. Say it gently. Change unfolds in divine order. Change need not come in the order imagined by fear. Fear often wants the outer thing first. Fear says, let the money come first, and then I will have peace. But divine order may bring peace first, so that money can be received without panic. Fear says, let this person change first, and then I will be free. But divine order may free the heart first, so that no person holds the key to your peace. Fear says, let the door open first, and then I will believe. But divine order may change the word first, and the open door may follow the changed consciousness. Change unfolds in divine order. The perfect sequence is already known. Let this sentence rest deeply. The perfect sequence is already known. You may not know what must come first, but Infinite Spirit knows. You may not know what must be removed before the good can enter, but Infinite Spirit knows. You may not know which delay is protection, which closed door is mercy, which silence is preparation, which small idea is the beginning of a new road, but Infinite Spirit knows. The perfect sequence is already known. The perfect sequence is already known. Do not make these 30 days into another form of worry. Do not say, on the first day this must happen, and on the second day that must happen, and by the 10th day I must see this sign, and by the 30th day the whole world must appear exactly as I planned. That is not faith. That is fear trying to organize grace. The 30 days are not a cage. They are a path. They are not a demand. They are a sacred repetition of trust. I do not ask how the 30 days will work. I only return to the word. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, for 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, softer. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Let the number 30 become peaceful. 30 nights of one word, 30 nights of placing the how where it belongs. 30 nights of refusing to inspect the unseen with restless eyes. 30 nights of saying, I have spoken the word. The way is not mine to force. The way is divine. 30 nights of trusting that the perfect sequence is already known. The how belongs to infinite intelligence. If the change begins as a calmer morning, bless it. If the change begins as a better thought, bless it. If the change begins as the courage to write a letter, bless it. If the change begins as the courage not to write a letter, bless it. If the change begins as rest, bless it. If the change begins as a door closing, bless it under divine protection. If the change begins as a small payment, bless it. If the change begins as the release of an old resentment, bless it. If the change begins as silence where fear used to speak, bless it. Change unfolds in divine order. The mind wants great signs because it often overlooks beginnings. But a beginning may be small and holy. A seed does not appear at once as a tree. A road does not appear all at once beneath the traveler. A dawn does not become noon in one breath. Divine order knows the pace. Divine timing is part of divine order. The perfect sequence is already known. I speak the word and trust the way. A person may say, but if I do not ask how, will I become careless? No. True trust is not carelessness. True trust is right placement. I place the burden upon Infinite Spirit, and then I am free to take the right action when it is shown. I do not take frantic action in fear. I take appointed action in divine order. I do not sit in laziness. I rest in faith. I do not refuse guidance. I listen. I do not force the door. I turn the key that is given. The right action is shown. The right action comes in the perfect sequence. The right action comes when the heart is quiet enough to hear. The right action comes when the word has prepared the way. The right action comes under grace. The right action is part of the how, and the how belongs to infinite intelligence. I do not ask how the 30 days will work. I ask only to be shown the right step. Infinite Spirit, show me the right step under grace. Show me the right word. Show me the right silence. Show me the right movement. Show me the right release. Show me the right door. Show me the right timing. Show me the right action. Then I rest. The how belongs to infinite intelligence. There is a peace that comes when the mind no longer pretends to be the source. The human mind may be a faithful servant, but it is a poor God. When it tries to govern all channels, it becomes afraid. When it tries to decide the whole sequence, it becomes tired. When it tries to arrange every person and every event, it becomes burdened. But when it returns to its rightful place, speaking the word, listening for guidance, and trusting infinite spirit, peace returns. I speak the word and trust the way. The old way was to speak fear and force the way. The new way is to speak faith and trust the way. The old way was to count the obstacles. The new way is to bless the perfect path. The old way was to ask, how can this ever change? The new way is to say, change unfolds in divine order. The old way was to demand that life move by pressure. The new way is to place life under grace. I do not force my life. I place it under grace. My life is under grace. My money is under grace. My body is under grace. My work is under grace. My home is under grace. My relationships are under grace. My future is under grace. These 30 days are under grace. The perfect sequence is already known. If the mind begins to make a plan from fear tonight, bless it and release it. If it begins to say, first this must happen, then this, and the body tightens with every imagined step, pause and return to the word. You may have practical duties tomorrow, and those duties will be met in divine order. But the night is not for fearful machinery. The night is for the seed. For 30 nights my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The seed knows more than the surface mind. The seed does not ask how to become a flower. It carries its pattern within it. The acorn does not hold a committee in the dark to decide how to become an oak. Life within it knows. So the word spoken under grace carries the pattern of its fulfillment in divine law. You plant it. Infinite intelligence knows how to unfold it. Change unfolds in divine order. Do not ask the seed how. Do not ask the night how. Do not ask the unseen how. Do not ask anxiety how. Do not ask fear how. Place the how where it belongs. The how belongs to infinite intelligence. Let this become a deep surrender. The how of money belongs to infinite intelligence. The how of healing belongs to infinite intelligence. The how of love belongs to infinite intelligence. The how of work belongs to infinite intelligence. The how of guidance belongs to infinite intelligence. The how of release belongs to infinite intelligence. The how of these 30 days belongs to infinite intelligence. I speak the word and trust the way. Trust does not mean the absence of action. Trust means that action is no longer poisoned by fear. When the right action appears, you will know it by its quality. It may require courage, but it will not be rooted in panic. It may require a decision, but it will not come as violence against the soul. It may require a conversation, but it will be clothed with the right word. It may require movement, but the movement will be ordered. Change unfolds in divine order. A life may change because one sentence changes. A life may change because one thought is no longer accepted. A life may change because one conversation is blessed before it occurs. A life may change because one old fear is not carried into sleep. A life may change because one debt is placed under grace instead of cursed. A life may change because one person is released. A life may change because one door is allowed to close. A life may change because one secret door is finally noticed. The perfect sequence is already known. This is why you must not decide in advance what the first sign must be. You may be looking for gold and receive guidance first. You may be looking for applause and receive courage first. You may be looking for a new home and receive order first. You may be looking for love and receive self-respect first. You may be looking for a great outer sign and receive a small inner correction that changes the whole course. Bless the sequence, bless the order, bless the first step, bless the hidden preparation, bless the unseen movement, bless the perfect timing, bless the divine intelligence that knows. I do not ask how the 30 days will work. Tonight the question how is laid down. It is placed upon the altar of infinite spirit. It is no longer carried in the hands. It is no longer held in the jaw. It is no longer stored in the shoulders. It is no longer turned over in the mind like a stone. The how is released. The how is released. The pressure is released. The timetable of fear is released. The demand for proof is released. The need to control every channel is released. The old plan is released. The perfect way is accepted. The how belongs to infinite intelligence. Now, if the mind asks again, answer with one phrase. Infinite intelligence knows. Again, infinite intelligence knows. Again, softer. Infinite intelligence knows. If the mind asks, how will money come? Infinite intelligence knows. If the mind asks, how will the door open? Infinite intelligence knows. If the mind asks, how will I change? Infinite intelligence knows. If the mind asks, how will tomorrow be different? Infinite intelligence knows. If the mind asks, how will these 30 days work? Infinite intelligence knows. I speak the word and trust the way. There is no need to disturb the peace with endless questions. A question asked from faith may receive guidance. A question repeated from fear often becomes a chain. Ask once, under grace, and then listen. Speak the word, and then rest. Place the life under divine order, and then let the night receive the command. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The word perfect does not mean that human appearances will always flatter your expectation in the first moment. It means the deeper order is right. It means what belongs by divine right comes in the right way. It means what does not belong may be removed. It means what seemed delayed may be timed. It means what seemed lost may be replaced by greater good. It means divine intelligence sees farther than human fear. Change unfolds in divine order. Let every change be under divine order. The change in thought, the change in speech, the change in money, the change in the body, the change in work, the change in love, the change in opportunity, the change in courage, the change in peace, the change in identity, the change in the whole life. Change unfolds in divine order. The perfect sequence is already known. Perhaps peace comes first. Perhaps rest comes first. Perhaps forgiveness comes first. Perhaps an idea comes first. Perhaps a small payment comes first. Perhaps an ending comes first. Perhaps a delay comes first. Perhaps a meeting comes first. Perhaps a decision comes first. Perhaps silence comes first. Whatever comes first under divine order is blessed. The perfect sequence is already known. Do not measure divine order by the impatience of fear. Fear wants immediate proof because fear does not trust the unseen. Faith knows that the unseen is alive. Fear says, "Show me first and I will believe." Faith says, "I speak the word and I trust the way." Fear digs up the seed. Faith waters it. Fear runs from door to door. Faith stands before the appointed door and lets the right key turn. I speak the word and trust the way. Tonight, trust the way by sleeping. Trust the way by releasing. Trust the way by blessing. Trust the way by not asking again and again. Trust the way by letting the body rest. Trust the way by letting the mind grow quiet. Trust the way by letting infinite spirit be infinite spirit. For 30 nights my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, for 30 nights my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, softer. For 30 nights my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Now let the phrase become a lullaby of faith. My life changes, under grace, in perfect ways. Again, my life changes, under grace, in perfect ways. Again, softer. My life changes, under grace, in perfect ways. The how belongs to infinite intelligence. Let the hands open. The how belongs to infinite intelligence. Let the shoulders drop. The how belongs to infinite intelligence. Let the breath slow. The how belongs to infinite intelligence. Let the mind rest. The how belongs to infinite intelligence. Let the heart trust. I do not ask how the 30 days will work. I bless the 30 days under grace. I bless the first day. I bless the second day. I bless the hidden days. I bless the visible signs. I bless the quiet corrections. I bless the appointed meetings. I bless the perfect timing. I bless the divine sequence. I bless the change already moving. Change unfolds in divine order. The mind may not see it tonight, but divine order sees. The eyes may not see the door tonight, but divine order knows the door. The ears may not yet hear the answer, but divine order has already prepared the right word. The hand may not yet hold the supply, but divine supply is not absent. The heart may not yet understand the path, but infinite spirit knows the way. The perfect sequence is already known. Let this become the great peace of the night. The perfect sequence is already known. There is an order to your good. There is an order to your change. There is an order to your healing. There is an order to your supply. There is an order to your guidance. There is an order to your new life. There is an order under grace. I speak the word and trust the way. Now let us release the need to know. I release the need to know how. I release the need to know when. I release the need to know through whom. I release the need to know which door. I release the need to know every step. I release the need to control the sequence. I release the how to infinite intelligence. The how belongs to infinite intelligence. What belongs to me by divine right cannot miss me because I do not know the route. What is mine under divine order is not lost because the human mind cannot trace the path. The ship may cross a sea I cannot see from the shore. The letter may be on its way while I sit in silence. The messenger may be traveling by night. The seed may be growing underground. The secret door may be preparing its hinges. I do not need to know how in order to trust that infinite spirit knows. I speak the word and trust the way. Let the whole body receive this trust. The body does not have to figure it out. The mind does not have to figure it out. The heart does not have to figure it out. The night does not have to figure it out. Infinite intelligence knows, infinite spirit knows, divine order knows, the perfect way knows. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This is enough for tonight. The word is enough. The release is enough. The trust is enough. The sleep is enough. The seed is enough. Divine order is enough. Change unfolds in divine order. Do not turn change into a struggle by demanding that it appear in the order fear has chosen. Let change arrive as divine intelligence appoints it. Let it arrive as peace, if peace is first. Let it arrive as courage, if courage is first. Let it arrive as a small sign, if a small sign is first. Let it arrive as release, if release is first. Let it arrive as supply, if supply is first. Let it arrive in perfect ways. The perfect sequence is already known. Now the mind grows quieter. No need to know how. No need to force the way. No need to arrange every door. No need to command every channel. No need to watch the seed. No need to carry 30 days in one night. Only speak the word. Only trust the way. Only sleep under grace. I do not ask how the 30 days will work. The how belongs to infinite intelligence. I speak the word and trust the way. Change unfolds in divine order. The perfect sequence is already known. For 30 nights my life changes under grace in perfect ways. All is under grace. All is moving in perfect ways. All is well. The change has already begun. Let this be the final word that settles softly over the night. The change has already begun. You do not need to see the whole road tonight in order to know that the journey has started. You do not need to hear the full answer tonight in order to know that infinite spirit has received the word. You do not need to hold tomorrow in your hands. You do not need to measure the 30 days before they unfold. You do not need to force the door, command the hour, trouble the heart, or keep the mind awake to prove that change is working. The change has already begun. It began when the old story was not given the final word. It began when fear was withdrawn from the night. It began when gratitude opened the gate. It began when the word was spoken under grace. It began when the burden was placed upon infinite spirit. It began when the soul said, I do not carry the old life into sleep. It began when the heart accepted a new sentence. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Let that sentence return now, slowly. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, for 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. You have spoken the word. You have planted the seed. You have blessed what was already given. You have refused to rehearse lack. You have placed the how where it belongs. You have remembered that divine order changes what pressure cannot change. You have sent the word before you into tomorrow. You have opened the night to faith instead of fear. Now there is nothing more to force. Divine order knows the way. Say it gently. Divine order knows the way. The mind does not need to know every turn. The heart does not need to hold every key. The body does not need to carry every burden. Divine order knows the way. Infinite intelligence knows the way. Infinite spirit knows the way. The perfect way is already known in the unseen. Divine order knows the way. When the road is hidden, divine order knows the way. When the door is not yet visible, divine order knows the way. When the timing is not understood, divine order knows the way. When the answer has not yet appeared, divine order knows the way. When the old fear rises and asks for proof, divine order still knows the way. I sleep, and the new life forms. Let this sentence become peaceful within you. I sleep, and the new life forms. Sleep is not failure. Sleep is not delay. Sleep is not absence. Sleep is surrender under grace. The body rests, and the word remains. The eyes close, and divine order remains. The mind grows quiet, and infinite spirit remains. The old anxiety may cease its speech, and the seed may enter more deeply into the unseen. I sleep, and the new life forms. The new life does not need to be built by fear in the night. The new life forms as consciousness changes. The new life forms as the word becomes familiar. The new life forms as gratitude replaces complaint. The new life forms as divine order becomes more natural than worry. The new life forms as the heart stops agreeing with the old limitation. The new life forms under grace, in perfect ways, by a law higher than strain. All is under grace. Let this cover the whole life. All is under grace. The past is under grace. The present is under grace. The future is under grace. The known is under grace. The unknown is under grace. The visible is under grace. The invisible is under grace. The spoken word is under grace. The 30 days are under grace. The first sign is under grace, the full answer is under grace, all is under grace, the money is under grace, the work is under grace, the body is under grace, the home is under grace, the heart is under grace, the relationships are under grace. The decisions are under grace, the delays are under grace, the openings are under grace, the endings are under grace, the beginnings are under grace, all is under grace, all is well. Let this phrase become quieter than thought, all is well. Not because the human mind has arranged every detail, not because every outer appearance has already changed, not because every question has been answered by the senses. All is well because infinite spirit is the source. All is well because divine order is established. All is well because the word has gone forth. All is well because the seed has been planted. All is well because what belongs by divine right cannot be lost, delayed by fear, or withheld from the soul that speaks under grace. All is well. Now let the old life remain outside the gate of sleep. It does not need to be fought. It does not need to be cursed. It does not need to be explained again. It is simply not carried forward as law. The old fear may have been familiar, but familiarity is not destiny. The old sentence may have been repeated often, but repetition can be changed. The old road may have been walked many times, but a new path may open in divine order. The change has already begun. Do not look for thunder when divine order begins as peace. Do not despise a quiet beginning. A lamp lit in a dark room may be small, but the darkness is no longer the same. A seed placed beneath the soil may be hidden, but the field is no longer empty. A key turned in a door may be silent, but the lock is no longer untouched. A word spoken under grace may be gentle, but the unseen has received a command of faith. The change has already begun. Perhaps tonight the change is simply that fear is not the final word. Bless it. Perhaps tonight the change is simply that the body rests more easily. Bless it. Perhaps tonight the change is simply that you have spoken one faithful sentence instead of many old complaints. Bless it. Perhaps tonight the change is that tomorrow has been blessed before it begins. Bless it. Perhaps tonight the change is hidden entirely in the unseen. Bless it still. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. This phrase is enough for the night. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Do not add pressure to it. Do not add fear to it. Do not add the question how to it. Do not add the demand for proof to it. Let the sentence remain clean. Let it remain simple. Let it remain under grace. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The first night planted the seed. The next night waters it. The next night strengthens the path. The next night teaches the soul a new language. The next night makes divine order more familiar. The next night withdraws another old sentence. The next night blesses another small sign. The next night releases another burden. The next night calls the life more deeply into its divine pattern. One night at a time, one word at a time, one blessing at a time, one release at a time, one sleep under grace at a time. Divine order knows the way. You are not required to know the sequence. You are not required to decide what must change first. You are not required to name the channel. You are not required to push the road open. You are not required to make 30 days obey fear. Divine order knows the way. If peace must come first, peace will come in divine order. If courage must come first, courage will come in divine order. If rest must come first, rest will come in divine order. If an idea must come first, the idea will come in divine order. If a person must appear, the person will appear in divine order. If a door must close, it will close under divine protection. If a door must open, it will open under grace in perfect ways. Divine order knows the way. Therefore sleep. I sleep and the new life forms. Again. I sleep and the new life forms. Again. Softer. I sleep and the new life forms. The new life forms in the quiet. The new life forms in the corrected word. The new life forms in the grateful heart. The new life forms in the mind no longer rehearsing lack. The new life forms in the body allowed to rest. The new life forms in the old burden cast upon infinite spirit. The new life forms in the faithful return, night after night, to the word under grace. I sleep, and the new life forms. Let every part of the body receive permission to stop carrying what belongs to infinite spirit. The shoulders may release the old burden. The hands may open. The jaw may soften. The breath may slow. The brow may smooth. The heart may rest. The mind may grow quiet. The soul may trust. All is under grace. The body is under grace. The sleep is under grace. The change is under grace. The unseen work is under grace. The path is under grace. The timing is under grace. The answer is under grace. All is under grace. You have not come to the end of a lesson tonight. You have come to the beginning of a new atmosphere. The word has been spoken. The gate has been opened. The old fear has been dismissed from the final place. The seed has been placed in the soil of consciousness. The night has received the command of faith. Tomorrow has been blessed before it begins. The change has already begun. Let this be accepted without argument. The change has already begun. Do not argue with the seed. Do not disturb the soil. Do not say, "Show me now, or I will not believe." The seed is not served by being pulled up to satisfy doubt. The seed is served by faithfulness. The word is not strengthened by anxiety. The word is strengthened by trust. The way is not opened by restless pressure. The way opens in divine order. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Let this be the covenant of the night. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. The old story is not the covenant. Fear is not the covenant. Lack is not the covenant. Delay is not the covenant. The opinion of another is not the covenant. The appearance of today is not the covenant. The word under grace is the covenant. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Now bless the 30 days ahead without trying to control them. I bless the first day under grace. I bless the second day under grace. I bless the hidden days under grace. I bless the visible signs under grace. I bless the quiet corrections under grace. I bless the unexpected help under grace. I bless the right doors under grace. I bless the perfect timing under grace. I bless the whole path under grace. Divine order knows the way. It knows how to bring a thought to the surface at the right hour. It knows how to lead the feet to the right place. It knows how to bring a letter, a message, a word, a meeting, a pause, a release, an opening, a provision, a protection. It knows how to make the crooked places straight. It knows how to turn what seemed closed into guidance. It knows how to bring good from directions the human mind has not considered. Divine order knows the way. And if nothing visible seems different at once, still the word has begun its work. A field does not display the harvest the moment the seed is planted. The night does not become morning the moment a lamp is lit. A new habit does not always announce itself the first time it is practiced. But the first faithful word matters. The first release matters. The first sleep under grace matters. The change has already begun. Let faith become patient. Let patience become peaceful. Let peace become sleep. Let sleep become the resting place of the new word. I sleep in peace. Say it softly. I sleep in peace. I do not sleep in yesterday's fear. I do not sleep in tomorrow's anxiety. I do not sleep in the old rehearsal. I do not sleep in the sentence, "Nothing changes." I do not sleep in complaint. I do not sleep in resentment. I do not sleep in lack. I sleep in peace. I sleep in peace. Peace is not weakness. Peace is power aligned with divine order. Peace is the sign that the burden has been placed where it belongs. Peace is the atmosphere in which the right thought can come. Peace is the bed of the seed. Peace is the lamp in the window. Peace is the silence in which infinite spirit works. I sleep in peace. All is well. Again. All is well. Again. Softer. All is well. All is well in the unseen before all is seen. All is well in divine order before the senses confirm it. All is well because the source is not exhausted. All is well because the perfect way is not lost. All is well because what is yours by divine right is not outside the reach of infinite spirit. All is well. The change has already begun. This is the first closing of the old door. The change has already begun. This is the first opening of the new one. The change has already begun. This is the word entering the unseen. The change has already begun. This is the night receiving the seed. The change has already begun. This is the soul learning grace. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Let every repetition be softer now, not because it is weaker, but because it is going deeper. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Again, softer. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Now let it become shorter. My life changes under grace. Again. My life changes under grace. Again, softer. My life changes under grace. Now only the feeling remains. Change under grace. Divine order. Perfect ways. All is well. I sleep, and the new life forms. Let the new life form without your interference. Let it form without fear. Let it form without complaint. Let it form without the old sentence. Let it form in the hidden places. Let it form through peace. Let it form through right ideas. Let it form through divine appointments. Let it form through perfect timing. Let it form through the word spoken under grace. I sleep, and the new life forms. The word has gone before you. It has entered tomorrow. It has prepared the mind to recognize good. It has blessed the morning before morning comes. It has placed the day under divine order. It has asked the right doors to be prepared before you arrive. It has carried the message, this life is changing under grace in perfect ways. Divine order knows the way. Let that be enough. Divine order knows the way. You do not need to know the whole way. Divine order knows the way. You do not need to force the way. Divine order knows the way. You do not need to fear the way. Divine order knows the way. The perfect way opens. All is under grace. Now rest the mind from planning. Rest the heart from waiting anxiously. Rest the body from carrying the old life. Rest the mouth from speaking against good. Rest the imagination from picturing fear. Rest the whole being in divine order. All is under grace. The change is under grace. The sleep is under grace. The morning is under grace. The 30 days are under grace. The visible and invisible are under grace. The whole life is under grace. All is under grace. All is well. Let the phrase become like a quiet bell fading into the night. All is well. Again, all is well. Again, softer. All is well. There is no need to begin again tonight. It has already begun. There is no need to force another thought. The word has been spoken. There is no need to hold the eyes open. Sleep may come. There is no need to guard the seed. Infinite Spirit guards the way. There is no need to carry the burden. It has been cast upon the source. The change has already begun. Now sleep as one who has placed the life under grace. Sleep as one whose word has been spoken. Sleep as one whose tomorrow has been blessed. Sleep as one whose fear is no longer final. Sleep as one whose divine order is already moving. Sleep as one whose new life is forming. I sleep in peace. Again. I sleep in peace. Again, softer. I sleep in peace. For 30 nights, my life changes under grace in perfect ways. Divine order knows the way. I sleep, and the new life forms. All is under grace. All is well. I sleep in peace. The change has already begun. All is moving in perfect ways. All is under grace. All is well. I sleep in peace.